Yeah, this is case number 199 on the calendar in the matter of Malenfant versus Brooks. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Miss Malenfant, you are Miss Malenfant. Who are you?
Miss Malenfant.
She's my mom.
Mother. Why don't you have a seat? How old are you?
17.
The defendant is your father.
Yes.
And according to your complaint, you needed a car. And your father agreed to help you out with getting a car.
Mm-hmm.
He put down the down payment on the car with the understanding that you would make the monthly payments and keep up with the insurance.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I assume from your complaint that you followed through with your end.
Yes, I did.
And there came a point when he took back the car.
Yes.
When did he take back the car?
He repossessed the car on June 23rd, 2001.
And you say he had no basis to repossess the car, and you want all the monthly payments that you paid to a bank, I assume.
It was, yes, Home Financial Services.
For the time that you had the car?
Yes.
And that was
$1,440.
So you had the car, did you have the car in October?
Yes.
October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June.
Yes.
You had the car really 9 months.
Yes.
Your father says you did not follow through with your responsibility. As a matter of fact, you owe him a substantial amount for the car. So, tell me what your arrangement was with your father.
On October 12th, we went in there. We both decided that I would agree to be responsible for the vehicle. He paid the $500 down payment. We also purchased insurance, and he paid $500 to the person who rebuilt the engine. While the car was in the shop, he did pay one car payment, and we both agree on that. He paid the $500 down payment and one car payment for a
Why did he make the car payment?
Because at the time, I was unaware that he even made the car payment.
Well, you didn't make the car payment.
No. I was trying to work, and he had let me use his vehicle while mine was in the shop. I have a daughter, and I didn't exactly have all the money to pay for it because.
So you didn't have the money, so he made the car payment in February.
Yes.
And what was the monthly payment?
It was $180 a month, but he only paid $170 that month.
Okay. Go ahead.
On May 1st, 2001, me and his wife had got into an argument. Words were exchanged. I said a couple of things, she said a couple of things, and then we started fighting. She headbutted me in the nose and broke my nose, and she hit me in the back of the neck with a picture frame. I moved out because they were on drugs very badly, and I couldn't take it anymore, and I didn't want my daughter to be around it, and I myself did not want to be around it. Me and him were still on good terms. We talked daily, and then probably 2 weeks after that, on May 16th, I got a message from him on my cell phone. I didn't answer the phone, but I listened to the message, and I didn't agree with the message at all. I have that recorded if you want to hear it.
I just want to know what the message said.
He said, if I leave her, what am I going to do about a woman? Are you going to help me out? Are you going to give me some?
That's not true, Your Honor.
I have the message if you want to hear it.
I don't have to listen to it. Go ahead.
I called the Department of Human Resources and spoke to someone named...
Where were you living at this time?
I was living with my mom. I guess he was mad because I called DHR on him about that, and he took the car from me.
Okay. Had you paid May's payment for the car?
Yes.
Okay, you have proof that you made
I have proof of all the payments, yes.
Okay, what about the insurance? Was that all part of the 180?
Uh-huh. And I also have a check, a copy of the check that Virgil wrote to the man who rebuilt the engine, stating that he did pay for that. I don't have all the receipts. I mean, I didn't expect for this to happen.
All the receipts for what?
For the car payments that I made. I have probably 4 of them, but I didn't keep them all. I didn't expect to be here in this situation right now.
So you only have proof of making 4 payments?
Virgil gave me that paper. He highlighted all the payments that I made, and he signed at the bottom of it.
Well, I see here there was 1 month when you made a payment of $90, and then you made a payment of $80.
That was, I would pay early sometimes because I would have the money at that time, and I decided to pay early sometimes.
No, you weren't paying early.
What day was that?
May 11th.
May 11th, I made a late payment, and they allowed me to make, they gave me 5 days of grace, I believe.
No. Instead of making a full car payment in May, you made a partial payment May 11th of $90.
Yes.
Then you made another payment on May 18th of $80.
Yes.
Okay, you say the payments are $180 a month, so 9 and 8 is 17, so that's $170. You were $10 short.
Okay.
Okay. Then you don't make any payment in June, the beginning of June at all. You make a payment June 22nd in the amount of $80.
Yes.
That's not responsible. Ms. Malenfant, I'm going to tell you why you have no basis for a lawsuit against your father. You have no basis for a lawsuit because you had this car for 9 months.
Yes.
And you say you made $1,440 worth of payments. that means that you paid $160 on average a month.
Okay.
You had the full use of a car for $160 a month for a period of 9 months.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand?
Yes.
You can't rent a car for $160 a month.
I understand that
Good.
the car was in, yeah, that I should be responsible for the months that I have paid for the car, but I don't think that he had a good reason for repossessing it from me.
Well, I'm going to let him tell me, but you did not keep up your end of the bargain. If he co-signed for this for you, and you are a minor, which means they can't go after you at all.
Yes.
You can't make a contract with a minor. That has to do with your lawsuit, too. So. You did not fulfill even your moral end of the obligation because you did not make these payments on time, as you're supposed to a finance company. They don't want to, at the end of the month, when your payment is due in the beginning of the month, get a partial payment. And you didn't do that once, you did it more than once.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
17-year-old Tina Malenfant says her father, Walter Brooks, illegally repossessed her car.
Did you receive a call from the company in June?
I received a call that they did not have any indication of her having any liability insurance. Now, she only had collision. That's what was financed. But the state law, as of July 2006, you had to have liability insurance. She never carried it. I always carried it. And she had an accident.
Had you discussed that with her?
I had discussed it with her before she moved out, that she needed to cover her insurance, that I wasn't going to cover it anymore. And she ignored it.
No, Your Honor, he didn't. He had canceled my insurance a long time before I moved out, and he never even notified me. And when the car, he had canceled it when the car was in the shop, actually. And when he told me about the car payment that he made when the car was in the shop, he said, and I'm not paying for your insurance anymore either. And I said, well, that's fine. I'll get my own insurance. And he said.
Did you ever do that?
I was going to, but
No, not going to. Did you ever do that?
No, I didn't.
Okay. So he did have a discussion with you and told you back in February, it's your car, it's your responsibility, get the insurance.
Yes.
And you didn't do it. And you didn't make the February payment, and you only made a partial payment in June. So he had every right to take the car back and say, listen, I can't risk my own financial situation, put my own financial situation at risk because she's not doing the right thing.
Yes.
So you had every right to take back your car. So you have no case. Now, you have a counterclaim, and your counterclaim is for the down payment that you put on the car, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to get through it. For the down payment that you put on the car, for the cost of repairing the engine, right?
Yes, ma'am.
For the payments that you made for her to bring the credit up to what it should be.
Correct.
You can't make a contract with a minor. Didn't anybody ever tell you that, even a minor who's your daughter?
Okay.
Who told you that?
Nobody.
But you know that.
Right.
And you didn't make this agreement with her mother
No.
on her behalf.
No.
Where's the car now?
I have it in my possession. It's at my house.
Are you using it?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't have insurance on it. I'm just using my truck.
Why don't you sell it?
I plan to. I just was waiting till this is over beforehand.
Fine, I suggest you sell it.
Okay.
Good. Counterclaim is dismissed. You used the car for 9 months?
Yes.
You had full service of the car for 9 months, with the exception of the time that you blew an engine on the car and it was in
The engine was already, it wasn't.
October, November, December, January. You drove the car for 4 months before you had to bring it into the shop. Is that right?
The radiator was cracked in it when we got it back too.
You drove the car for 4
Yes,
months
yes.
before you had a problem. Now, on another note, do you speak to each other?
Me and her?
No, not her. Him.
No.
You don't speak to your father?
No. I have they were to issue a protective order against him if he contacted me anymore.
Well, that's too bad. How long had you lived with your father?
Almost a year.
And prior to that, you lived with your mother?
Yes.
Why did you move out of your mother's house?
There wasn't enough room. I have a daughter, like I said, and there
How
wasn't
old is your
enough.
daughter?
She's 1. There wasn't enough room for both of us to stay there, and it was very crowded.
Okay. I can't get into the basis of the protective order. It's really beyond this, so I can't make a judgment with regard to whether or not it's a good idea for you to speak to your father, not a good idea for you to speak to your father. Only the two of you know that. In any event, you had a good time with this car. You used it. I assume you used it for work, whatever. Next time you get financing for a car, it's not going to be through your dad. Are you 18?
No,
when are you
not
going to be
yet.
18?
I'll be 18 in March.
Okay. How are you getting around now?
My mom takes me.
That's
where I
good.
need to go.
Thank you. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I didn't get the money that I really do deserve.
I guess it's a lesson that we both learned.
They're both very sick people, and something needs to be done about them.
Don't go buy the used cars for your kids.
I just don't plan on talking to them anymore.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Vincent Miller versus Crowell. Step forward, please.
20-year-old student Amber Vincent and her boyfriend Josh Miller are suing 24-year-old computer technician Roger Crowell for breaking her windshield with a softball.
Who was driving the car that day?
I was, Your Honor.
And whose car is it?
Mine, Your Honor.
According to your complaint, you're driving your car. It's a 1995 BMW. Mind your own business, and all of a sudden you see a ball come towards the car, smashes your windshield. And it's your claim that the defendant, who was playing softball on that day, was at bat and responsible because he hit the ball that was responsible for your broken windshield.
Correct.
He says it wasn't him, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, once your windshield was smashed, tell me exactly what you did.
Well, first, I would like to point out, as I was on the decline of the hill that was parallel to Centennial Middle School, I actually noticed the ball players playing ball. And as I was driving, you know, I see, if my windshield wasn't there, I could have literally caught the ball with my hands. Shatters the windshield, bounces off. I don't know where it went. I pulled right in. And from that moment, the first person I saw was a woman in a van with a bunch of kids. She, in turn, was the coach's wife who was there and pointed out Mr. Kroll as the person who had hit in the ball. She said that she saw him hit the ball. She
Can't
heard
tell
it
me
hit
what she
something.
said. That's all hearsay.
Okay.
Okay?
And it's not true either, Your Honor.
Well,
Listen, we're not talking about an intentional act here, sir.
Okay.
Do you understand? We're not talking about an intentional act. You weren't aiming, or whoever hit the ball wasn't aiming for a car. You were aiming for a home run, or whoever hit the ball was aiming for a home run. So you get on the field where they were playing ball.
well,
And you have, just a second, and you have a discussion with somebody in a car. And how long did this discussion take?
I was still discussing stuff with her in and out of conversation until after the police had arrived and departed the scene.
Now, when you arrived, did you see who was at the plate?
Yes.
Hitting who?
It was Mr. Kroll.
And you pulled into the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
Did it take you a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes? How long did it take you to pull in?
30 seconds. I mean, it hit and the driveway was right there. I pulled in, parked the car. It was actually, I don't even remember if I left it. I think I left it even running when I got out of the car because I was just frantic.
You're telling me that when you pulled in, you saw the defendant at the plate?
Yes, he was holding the bat, standing at the plate.
That's
Okay,
not true.
shh. Don't say anything else until I ask you a question. Understood? Good. From where the person who was at bat is holding the bat and where your car was originally hit, is that in front of it? I mean, what I'm trying to figure out is, would have been a foul ball, or would that
It
have
would
been
have been
a home run?
It was, I asked who had the home run swing.
Just a second. So that would have been a home run.
Correct.
Now, I am not really a sports aficionado. However, am I correct, Bird, that if one hits a home run, what one does immediately is drop the bat and start running around the bases? You do that immediately.
Yeah.
As soon as the ball takes off,
Yeah,
right?
in
You see
anticipation.
it go, and you start running.
That's right.
You get where I'm going?
Yes.
Just a minute. You get where I'm going? So, took you 30 seconds to get in. According to you, when you got there, he's standing poised
Correct.
to bat.
Not poised, standing there holding the bat, almost in anticipation of my arrival. It was during
He can't-
softball practice.
No.
It wasn't
Okay.
a game.
No. Now, Mr. Crowell, I have a couple of questions for you. Would you do me a favor while I'm getting it? Would you just get the estimate of the windshield? 'Cause
Sure.
I'm sure she has that as on the paper. Tell me about this league that you play with, sir.
We played in a county softball league. It was co-ed.
You are part of a team.
Yes, I was the coach. I
Okay,
arranged the team and everything.
fine. And how long has this group been playing together?
We started practicing in April.
Same group of guys and gals?
Yes.
How many are on the team?
At the time, there was probably 15.
Are there dues?
Yes, there were.
And what are the dues?
Well, it was $20 for each player for the players' fees, and then the team registration fee came out to be, if you had 15 people, $20 per person, and our sponsor paid the sponsor fee, the team registration dues.
Okay. You get where I'm going? I'm not sure you get where I'm going, so I'll explain it to you.
Okay.
Because this is not really a very difficult case. I don't know whether you were at bat or whether you weren't at bat. It really is not relevant. You were the coach of the team, right? You put it together.
Yes.
Put the lead together. There is the question in my mind that the plaintiff's car was hit by a softball that somehow emanated from your team. Now, we have a totally innocent party, and that's this team over here. Totally innocent. They're driving along. And on the other side, we have some guys and gals who are playing softball, and certainly without intention, one of their members was responsible for a ball getting away. Who do you think should pay?
Well,
Take a deep breath before you answer that question, because we're talking here about responsibility. Not necessarily your individual responsibility,
right,
sir, but we're talking about baseball in a windshield, baseball on a baseball field.
I was willing to investigate the matter because we didn't know if the county would pay for it, since it was an organized practice and we're playing on their fields. So we wanted to look into that, and of course I was going to do that. There was also a gentleman that had been hitting before who had hit quite a few balls over the fence, and there was a couple...
From your league?
Yes.
Yeah.
None of them struck anything. None of them, you know, they all bounced off the road, and this guy probably shouldn't have been hitting up there anyway because he's probably the best hitter on our team, but, and being that the fence is so near the road.
Let's get on with it. Who do you think should pay for their broken windshield?
Not me.
Your team. Not necessarily you if you say you didn't hit a ball that far. And it's very possible that you didn't. And even the guy who was hitting before you, I'm certain didn't intend to cause any damage to anyone. But you got innocent people and you got the team responsible. So you take up a collection, you tell everybody, kick in 25 bucks, we're going to pay for the windshield. Period. End of discussion. Have an estimate here for $300.52. Judgment for the plaintiff. Get it from your team. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She came into the parking lot and just started screaming.
I knew he did it. He knew he did it.
It could have happened before she even drove by the field.
I just said I wasn't going to leave without payment, and that's as simple as that.
She started harassing us.
I left him messages to make $10 payments. He couldn't afford it.
It happened Thursday night, and by Monday she was ready to sue us.
We called him 25 different times. He never answered his phone.
He was very harassing and very rude.
Sworn in judge, you may be seated.
Mr. Wagner, 2 of your cars were vandalized. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you were furious. You had no idea who did it, so you decided to post a reward, a $100 reward, for information leading to the arrest and capture of the people who had vandalized your cars.
Yes, Your Honor.
Fortunately for you, somebody came forward, gave you the names of 2 people. These 2 young men. You want them to be responsible for the damage that was done to your car. I would like the parents of these 2 young men to sit down because they have absolutely nothing to do with this except if I make a judgment in Mr. Wagner's favor, and I don't want their sons to have any support. Move over. Name.
Brett.
Name.
Chris.
What grade are you in?
Going in 6th.
I'd like you to end everything that you say to me with, Your Honor.
Yes, Your
What
Honor.
grade are you in?
6th.
Your Honor.
Your Honor.
Let's try it one more time. What grade are you in?
6th, Your Honor.
That's better. And you?
7th, Your Honor.
That's good. You see, these 2 boys say that they were there, but somebody by the name of Tony did all the damage to your cars. We used to call that, in the family court, the Soddy principle. S-O-D-D-I. Some other dude did it. When was the damage done to your car, Mr. Wagner?
The damage done to my vehicles, Your Honor, on May 29th. The vehicles are scratched on the driver's side from the front to the back, all the way down the side.
Now, where were these cars parked?
They're parked beside my house on the street, and they're all parked in a row facing uphill. It's a very steep hill at that point.
Were any other cars damaged that day?
Yes, Your Honor.
How many?
The guesstimates from the Neighborhood Association said there's approximately 14 vehicles damaged that day.
May I see pictures of your cars, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you tired? Are you tired?
Yes.
That's unfortunate. Stand up and put your hands at your sides. Thank you. Okay, you posted a reward, and somebody responded.
Yes, Your Honor.
And as a result of that, you were led to these two young men. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Where were you on the night of May 29th?
Over at Brett's house, staying the night.
Brett's house?
Mm-hmm.
Had you stayed at Brett's house before?
Mm-hmm.
Who else was there?
Tony.
Had Tony stayed there before?
Mm-hmm.
I don't hear you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you know Tony from school? Look at my eyes.
No, Your Honor.
You knew him from the neighborhood?
Yes, Your Honor.
And how old is he?
14, Your Honor.
Now, when Tony stayed at Brett's house, the night that you were there, was Brett's mother home?
Yes.
Was Brett's mother ever in the same room with Tony?
No.
She never came in to look at you or to see that you were together?
No.
What was she doing?
Sleeping, Your Honor.
You mean she was sleeping when Tony got there?
No, she was upstairs watching TV.
And she never came downstairs?
No.
When did you invite Tony to your house to stay over?
The night the damage happened, Your Honor.
Where were you when you invited him to sleep over?
In my basement, Your Honor.
What time?
I invited him at 9 o'clock, Your Honor.
9 o'clock in the morning?
9 o'clock at night.
Did he call his mother?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I assume his mother said it was okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, what did your mother say when you asked her if he could stay over?
She said yes, Your Honor.
At what time did the three of you go out to vandalize these cars?
We went out at 3 o'clock, Your Honor.
3 o'clock in the morning?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you get up from your bed?
We was downstairs watching TV, Your Honor.
And where was your mother?
In her room sleeping, Your Honor.
Who else lives in your house?
My dad and my older brothers.
Where was your father?
In his bed sleeping too, Your Honor.
Now, this was on a Thursday night. Did you have school on Friday?
It was when the school was out, Your Honor.
School's out May 29th where you live?
Yes. We live in Nebraska, Your Honor.
Well, they must raise very smart children in Nebraska for school to end so early. So at 3 o'clock in the morning, you all decided to get up and go out. Where were you going?
We was going out to vandalize cars, Your Honor.
Quiet. And how did you intend to vandalize these cars, sir?
We had a box cutter, Your Honor.
Where did you get the box cutter from?
My dad's toolbox, Your Honor. Tony's the one that got it.
Just a second. Where was your father's toolbox?
Down in the basement, Your Honor.
So you allowed Tony to take the box cutter from your father's toolbox?
No, Your Honor.
Sure you did. You saw him take it, didn't you?
No, Your Honor.
Well, you just told me that Tony took a box cutter. How do you know that?
Because Chris told me, Your Honor.
Oh, did you see him take the box cutter?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you told Brett? Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did Brett tell his mother?
No, Your Honor.
Because that was your intention, for the box cutter to be used to vandalize cars. Isn't that right?
Yes.
And that's what happened. Isn't that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I never heard about this community association watchout thing or the reward or anything else about this.
He's lost. He's lost. With you for a mother, he's lost.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Steve Wagner claims 11-year-old Brett Mueller and 13-year-old Christopher Schulte vandalized his vehicles.
Now, who acted as the lookout?
I did, Your Honor.
And what did you do?
I went with Tony, but I didn't touch no car.
Whose responsibility, other than Brett's, was it to look out for people to make sure nobody saw you?
Brett.
You were just there.
Mm-hmm.
You should have stayed in bed. Now, where is Brett's mother? Does Brett have a mother here?
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Try not looking at your nails. Step up.
Move over.
Now I'm going to read to you. Tony is the kid who did all the damages. The plaintiff is trying to hold my son responsible. Mr. Mueller, this is according to your answer. Mr. Mueller is known to harass teens in the neighborhood, but mine should not be one of them. I refuse to take responsibility for this other kid's actions. Is that what you wrote? Huh?
Yes.
You want to take it back?
No.
After what your son just told me?
No, because I was told by a police detective that he has harassed other kids in the neighborhood.
Did you hear what your son just told me? He told me that he acted as the lookout, while Tony, the elusive Tony, and we're going to find out a little bit more about Tony, vandalized other people's cars. Now, that's not to say that I believe him, that he didn't touch this box cutter, but they got up at 3 o'clock in the morning out of your house, where you should have been watching 3 teenage boys, but you weren't, because I don't know whether you were drunk or smoking something or just sleeping, but you were certainly zonked out, so you didn't hear 3 teenagers get out of your house 3 o'clock in the morning, go outside, vandalize 14 cars, and then say, my boy isn't responsible. He's not responsible for not only a little piece of the damage, but he's responsible for none of the damage. It's all his fault because he harasses children. That's what you wrote here.
Why am I being accused of drinking or smoking?
Because I want to tell you something, madam. When I had teenage children in my house, I knew if they got up 3 o'clock in the morning to go out in the middle of the night, I would have gone to check on those children to make sure that at a reasonable hour,
First of all, I didn't even know Tony was even staying. Nobody asked me.
Just a second. Your son just told me that he went to you and asked you if Tony could sleep over, and you said yes. Then you tell me, I didn't even know Tony was there. Well, if you are the mother of a teenager, you're supposed to know where your son is all the time. And you're not supposed to go upstairs to go to sleep when you have 3 teenage children playing around in the basement or watching television in your house, because it's your responsibility to ensure their safety while they're in your charge. That's why I say either that or you're just a terrible mother. I'm not sure which one. Now, when you ask your son what happened, and this man comes to you and says, look what your son did to my car.
He never produced any evidence when he came over to our house to talk to us.
He doesn't have to produce evidence. You ask your son just like I did. You sit him down and you say to him, what's going on here?
And we did with 2 police officers there that he brought.
And?
And Brett had said that he had been there, but he had not touched any of the vehicles.
He acted as the lookout. I just answered the question. He knows what a lookout is. It was his job to make sure that nobody was around while that's what he says. And again, I'm not so sure it's true. But that's what he admitted to. Did he admit to the police officers he acted as a lookout?
Not that I know.
No.
But I live 2 blocks from this gentleman, and I never heard about this community association watch-out thing or the reward or anything else about this.
So?
I didn't even know that there was a community association. I'm just saying. How come I didn't hear about this when this happened?
He's lost. He's lost. With you for a mother, he's lost. Because what you're supposed to say to a child today is, it's the first time I'm hearing about it, Judge. A, he got punished because he went out 3 o'clock in the morning. B, I never realized that he was part of this plot. I mean, if he was an adult, he'd be in jail. Before me, he would be in jail. Because he was the lookout in the commission of vandalism of 14 vehicles. That's what he did. And instead of saying to him, you're in deep trouble, boy, you're saying, I didn't know about the association. It's his fault because he's harassing children. It's not your son's fault because, according to you, he allowed Tony to stay at your house without your permission, got up 3 o'clock in the morning, gave Tony or allowed him to have your husband's tool for the express purpose of vandalizing cars, and you're blaming everybody else except him.
Oh, I'll blame him. I'll take care of him when I get home.
Good. That's all you had to say just now. That's all you had to say is, Judge, I never heard this before. It's the first time I heard it. And I'm going to take care of him when I get home. And I do owe Mr. Mueller an apology. That's all you had to say. You want to stand up now? let's start out with the premise that your son just gave me a lot of who shot John. That going out there for the purposes of vandalizing cars makes him responsible. Do you understand?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Now, has he ever told you this story before?
He told me a little bit of the story, but this is the first I heard about 3 o'clock in the morning, and the first I heard about 14 cars. Now, he did admit to the 2 vehicles of Mr. Wagner's, but I don't know anything about 14 other cars.
I don't care if I only have Mr. Wagner here.
And he did admit he was there. He was guilty by association for being there. Whether he
went out for the express purpose of vandalizing cars.
He may have. I don't know. He never admitted it to me yet. So.
Well, he just did to me, didn't he?
Well, he still needs to admit it to me, and we will deal with it.
Well, let me hear you.
Yes.
Yes, what?
Yes, what?
I did. Was it?
And what do you say?
Just a second.
What do you say to me?
I'm sorry.
Now, what do you say to Mr. Wagner?
I'm sorry.
Now, Ms. Schulte, there's inadequate supervision in that household. If I were you, I would not let my son sleep there again. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
The damage to the 2 cars comes to $2,336. Now, neither one of you 2 boys seems to be able to tell anybody what Tony's last name is, what his telephone number is,
Your Honor.
anything about him. Yes.
My husband and my son and Chris took the police to Tony's house.
Yes.
And gave the last number and the phone number to the police to give to Mr. Wagner.
Did you ever get it?
If he got it from the police, I don't know.
Did you ever get it?
No, Your Honor, I have not, and I've been in contact with the investigating officer at least 2 times for the last 2 weeks.
Now, I would advise the 2 of you to go into small claims court and sue Tony's mother for 1/3 of the damage that I am assessing against you. Because it's not his responsibility to go and find the elusive Tony. It's your responsibility to go and find the elusive Tony. So in this case,
he's a ward of the state, so there's no way we'd be able to do that.
Well, that's unfortunate. Then the judgment is going to fall on you. Judgment for the plaintiff, the amount of $2,336. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
From what I understand, he's been harassing all the children.
First of all, I don't know anything about the harassment of other children.
If he's got a problem, he should come to the parents, not go to the kids.
I've had no contact with other children other than my neighbors. Children, they're super kids.
I guess I'm going to say he was harassing my mom, too.
Because of the gang that these kids have put together, they kind of hold us hostage in our neighborhood.
There's nothing to do back in our town, so they ride bikes. That's a gang.
Parents better be aware of what their children are doing.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Jones versus Stegall. Step forward, please.
18-year-old waitress Bonnie Jones is suing her ex-boyfriend, 20-year-old tile installer Thomas Stegall, for writing checks from a shared account after they broke up.
Miss Jones, Mr. Stegall was your boyfriend.
Yes.
While you were together, you made the monumental mistake of having a joint bank account with him.
Yes.
It's probably a mistake for both of you, but certainly since you're on that side of the table, it was a bigger mistake for you. According to your complaint, at the time you broke up, you left some of the checks in the apartment or in the house where you were living.
Yes.
Mr. Stegall found those checks because he had not been writing checks on the account you had. And over the next month, he wrote a series of checks. The bounced fees, et cetera, came to about $600. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And there's no question, these were all his checks, his withdrawals, after you broke up. Is that right?
Yep.
Now, I think, Mr. Stegall, you acknowledge that all of these checks were written after you broke up. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
So now, I would like you to tell me, and at the same time you're going to tell Bird, your defense.
Well, at the time we broke up, she was controlling the checking account. I gave all my money, my paychecks to her, and she deposited it. When we split up, I hadn't been using the checkbook. I wasn't allowed to. So when she left, I figured there was still money in there for me to use. I didn't know.
Do you know how to use a telephone?
I didn't know where she was.
But you know where your bank was.
Yes, ma'am.
Would it ever dawn on you to go into the bank and find out if there was any money left in that account?
It didn't occur to me, no, ma'am.
Okay. So continue. Bird's still listening.
Well, basically, I found the checkbook, and I decided that, well, I really wasn't thinking straight at the time, I guess you could say. I needed a few things, or wanted a few things, and I ended up writing a few checks that turned out to bounce. And she's called me quite a few times since then to let me know, and I told her I'd do the best I can to work on it, but I just got employed again, just getting stuff straightened
Would you
out.
tell me what your defense is?
I had no idea there wasn't any money in the account. I thought that my money was still in there.
So if you knew that there was no money in the account, you wouldn't have written these checks. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, ma'am.
So then you owe her the money, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Isn't this easy? Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $606. That's it.
Thank you.
Excuse, you may step out.
It's very fair.
I think it was fair. I think it was kind of unnecessary, personally.
I gave him 6 months to get a job, to start making payments towards $606, which is really not that much.
I was trying to pay back the money as I could. Like I said, I just got employed again, and I really thought it was all unnecessary.
It took him 6 months to just get a job, so how much longer is it going to till I see the first payment?
I couldn't even begin to tell you what goes on in a woman's mind.
One too many arguments.
I tell you, it left me as confused as anything I've ever been through.
I don't think he should have been as shocked as he says he is or was.
I came home, she was gone, and things just took a turn from the worst from there. Everything just, my life slipped apart.
It was just the way I left.
Pick up a little piece every day, lose a piece here and there.
I will never, ever again hold a joint checking account with anyone.
On the calendar, the matter of Carrigan versus Bulkey. Parties have been sworn in. Judge may be seated. Folks, have seats.
Ms. Carrigan, it is your claim that the defendant, who is your boyfriend's brother, caused damage to your rental car. And
That's
he did
correct.
that in a purposeful manner. Want to tell me when this happened?
This happened on the morning of January 28th.
What time in the morning?
About 8 a.m.
Where were you?
We were over at a mutual friend's house.
What were you doing there?
I was driving by to pick up my rental car I had let my boyfriend use to take his friends home.
Okay, so your boyfriend was driving your rental car.
Correct.
Took his friends home. What time had he taken your rental car?
About 15 minutes before that, and I had gone home.
What, were you partying all night?
We were at a friend's party the night before, yes.
So everybody was drinking all night?
Not all night. We stayed there the night prior and came home in the morning.
So everybody was partying all night?
Correct.
Okay. Why did you have a rental car?
I had a rental car because I had been in an accident prior to this, about a month before.
When you drove by there, you were driving another car.
I was driving my boyfriend's car.
And he took the rental car to take some people home.
Correct.
15 minutes before you arrived, and what did you go there for?
He was supposed to be right back, so I went to go find him in the car and went to go get something to eat, and I was driving by and noticed that the car was parked there, so I stopped.
Okay. Go ahead.
I had also noticed that his friends that were with him that evening had bought beer, and I was upset and wanted to switch cars and wanted to leave. Unfortunately, we ended up arguing. He wouldn't give me my keys so we could switch cars, so I would have the rental car and he would have his car. We argued. People came out of the house. We were arguing quite loudly. Once I got my keys, his car was blocking the rental car in.
So you couldn't pull out?
Correct.
Okay.
Everyone was in a frenzy, really upset, and from the back of the house...
Why was everybody in a frenzy? What were you
It was
yelling
early in
about?
the morning and we were arguing.
What were you arguing about?
Because he wouldn't give me my keys. And once I received my keys, I got in my vehicle, the rental car. The defendant and his girlfriend, which is here as well, came out of the back of the house. She went into the house and he came and punched the driver's side window. I was in the vehicle at the time.
Did he say anything to you?
I couldn't hear. I was in the vehicle. The windows were rolled up.
Okay, so he punched the window. You admit that you punched the window?
Yeah, with an open hand. I hit the window.
Whatever. You admit you punched the window, that the window did not break?
It was
The
the
window did not break.
other window, though.
The window didn't break?
No, I hit the passenger window, though.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, but he hit the driver's side window with his fist.
Whatever.
And
it didn't break?
No, that's correct.
Okay, so continue.
He stepped back, picked up a bottle, and threw it against the driver's side window. Fortunately, it did not hit the window. It hit the side panels, causing them to chip and causing both the driver's side and the driver rear side to chip as well. I have pictures.
With one bottle, it caused damage on two
It was
sides?
it was like a 40-ounce bottle. There's bottles all over the yard there.
Well, let me see where you say this one bottle caused damage to the car.
I have 3 pictures of the same. It's driver's side. It hit the panels in between the front seat and the back seat.
Oh, I see.
I also have a detailed invoice and an estimate on it as well. Sorry.
And you saw him throw this bottle?
Yes, I was in the driver's side, sitting in the car.
Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
Well, I was sleeping over at my friend's house, and my brother came to wake me up to drink. I guess they'd been partying all night. He wanted me to drink with him. It was about 7 in the morning or so. and I didn't want to get up. I was tired. I was woken up a few more times. A couple of my friends woke me up, people that lived there telling me to get her out of there. She was in the driveway roasting her tires and yelling and screaming. Woke up everybody, all the kids and everything. And after about 45 minutes, everybody bothering me to get her out of there, I finally got up and went out there and asked her to leave, and she flipped me off, and then I hit the window, and then she backed out and left. And I guess, from what I understand, before she got there, she had wrecked the rental car because she was driving drunk, and then she walked home and got the other car, and my brother had came over in the rental car because she left after she wrecked it. That was pretty much it, and then she left. And this guy was there with them when they were drinking and partying all night.
I believe they were drinking and partying all night.
And he offered to give her a ride home in her car because she was very drunk, and she pulled a knife on him, so he left. That's pretty much it. So,
Either one of you two people outside at the time that the defendant
she was up.
Shh, I'm not finished. That the defendant hit or punched the car window.
Yes.
Step up. Go ahead.
When I was there, I went inside after when he went out to try.
Look at me. Don't look over there.
To try and get her to leave, and I heard yelling outside, so I went outside again, and that's when I seen him go up to the car and I guess ask her to leave, and then I seen him hit the right side passenger front seat window with his palm.
And then what did you see?
And then I seen her exit.
Exit where?
She left.
What time had all the people arrived from the party at your house?
Well, it was a friend's house, maybe around 6:45, I think it was, because I was supposed to get up and leave at 8, and I remember everybody just coming in. It was real chaotic.
Let's talk about before she got there.
It was when, probably, yeah, about 6:45, 7.
And who brought the beer?
I'm not aware who brought the beer. I do know that his brother came in and asked if he wanted to drink, but I'm not sure who brought the beer.
How much beer did they bring?
We didn't even see the beer.
I didn't ask you what you saw.
Sorry. Yeah, that is correct. I did not see any beer. They just asked if he wanted to go drink, and he declined. His brother left.
So you didn't see any beer? No beer around?
No, I did not see.
When they were waking me up, they had beer. I didn't see how much beer there was. They had beer in their hands. But
other than that, I did not see a
boxes of beer
12-pack or anything like that. Yeah, I did not see any other beer.
Did you see any beer bottles?
I think there was 1 or 2 in the recycling bin that had been there, but I mean, nothing, there wasn't bottles strewn all over the driveway or anything like that.
Is his brother still your boyfriend?
Yes, he is. This has caused a lot of problems between us and family issues as well because we both live with his father.
Where's your boyfriend today?
He's in the audience.
Was he present when his brother threw the bottle?
Yes, he was.
What's his name?
Seth Bulkey.
Seth Bulkey. Step up.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Mary Carrigan says her boyfriend's brother, Jason Bulkey, damaged her rent-a-car in a fit of rage. Jason says Mary damaged it herself when she was driving drunk.
Would you state your name?
Seth Bulkey.
Would you swear him, please?
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth in these matters?
Yes.
Take your hands out of your pockets, please. Were you present on the 28th of January of this year when this incident occurred?
Mm-hmm.
You have to answer yes or
Yes.
no. Did you see your brother throw a bottle at the car?
Yes, he did.
Where did he get the bottle from?
On the ground, or he brought it out, I don't know.
But you actually saw him physically throw the bottle at the car?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. You may be seated. I have estimate here for $500, which is the $500 deductible judgment for the plaintiff. That's all, $500.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
her acting crazy happens all the time. I try and stay away from her.
I just didn't want to become another one of his victims.
Don't drink and drive.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Camna versus Seaman. Step forward, please.
20-year-old general contractor Jason Camna is suing former friend, 21-year-old cook Nicholas Seaman. Jason claims Nicholas took his car without permission and was arrested for driving under the influence.
Mr. Camna, you and the defendant were friends, according to your complaint. One evening, he came to your house with his girlfriend. You say he got quite drunk. His girlfriend left. You let him sleep on the couch. You woke up the next morning, found him gone with your car. You got a call sometime later from him indicating he had been pulled over, was charged with driving while under the influence of alcohol, spent the night in jail. The car got a little trashed. Your car was now in the impound. You want from him the money that was spent to get the car out of impound, to clean up from where he threw up all over the car, to fix the damage that he caused when he crashed into something, etc. You want all the money that you spent as a
Correct.
result of him taking the car. The defendant says that he had permission to take your car. And as a matter of fact, you asked him to take your car, is that right?
Yes, it is.
Because you were hungry at 2 o'clock in the morning. He took your car, and it's all your fault because the car did not have updated tags. So the car was pulled over. As a result of that, he was arrested because in addition to your car not having tags, you also caused him to be intoxicated. You caused him to throw up in front of the officer all over your car. You did that too, right?
Correct.
And therefore, it is not his fault, and he shouldn't have to pay anything.
Right. I should burden the expense.
That's his position. Convince me.
Okay, Your Honor. I figure for the last 3 to 4 months...
Let's start with, I got to his house with my girlfriend.
All right, well, I got to his house probably around 10:30, and I probably had, over the whole night, probably about 6 beers.
After the 5th one, who remembers? Yes, go ahead.
I still knew perfectly clear what I was
Go.
doing. I went to Taco Bell because he asked me to go to Taco Bell. We were kind of hungry. After you have a few beers, you do get kind of hungry.
Just a second. Your girlfriend left.
She had already left. She left about 11:30.
Is this your girlfriend?
Yes, it is. Marina.
Perfect. Step up here for a second. How old are you?
18.
Was it your intention to spend your evening with your boyfriend?
Yes.
Did you leave him at Mr. Kama's house because he had gotten a little intoxicated?
No, Your Honor, I did not.
Why did you leave him at the house?
It was getting late, and I wanted to go home. It was about 11:30, 12 o'clock when I left.
Right.
Nicholas had not been drinking yet. Jason, by the time we had got there at 10:30...
Just a second. If you wanted to go home, why didn't your boyfriend drive you home at midnight?
He was going to stay with Jason.
Was that the plan, or was that the plan once you got there?
No, that was the plan. He was going to stay at Jason's house that night.
Okay, and he hadn't been drinking at all?
No.
Go ahead.
And by the time that we had gotten to the house, Jason had already had alcohol in him.
So Jason was drunk?
Yes, and the reason why I left at 11:30 is to go home because it was getting late, and Jason was being rude to me because he was drinking. And I didn't want to put up with it, so I left to go home.
Jason was being rude to you?
Yes.
Was he being rude to you in front of your boyfriend?
Yes, he always has.
He does it quite...
Shh. Go ahead.
He does it quite frequently, Your Honor, actually.
Really?
Yes.
Then why would you put your girlfriend in a position of going to his house for even a minute while Jason was drunk and being rude to your girlfriend?
Your Honor,
I'm not asking you a thing.
Well, honestly, I've been really, really good friends with him throughout the past year and a half.
Wonderful. And how long has she been your girlfriend?
5.5, 6 years, off and on.
And he was being rude to her that evening?
Yes.
Did you hear him being rude to your girlfriend?
Yes.
And what you do is you say, I'm going home with my girlfriend. You couldn't drive, is that right? You have no license.
That's right.
Is
Your
that
Honor.
right? And that's a result of driving while under the influence of alcohol?
The reason I had my license suspended was because I had too many tickets. And actually...
Tickets for what?
For speeding. And I was just...
I'm not finished. So your girlfriend was doing the driving. You bring your girlfriend over for an evening at Jason's house. He's drunk. He's rude to your girlfriend. So you let her go home at midnight and you stay. According to your answer, sir, it was 2 o'clock in the morning when you got hungry. Is that right?
About 1:30, 1:45. It was 2
So
o'clock when we got pulled over.
I'm speaking. And according to your girlfriend, you had had nothing to drink before she left. Is
That's
that right?
right.
So in the span of approximately, according to you, an hour and a half, you consumed 6 beers.
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
That's a lot of beers in an hour and a half.
That's true.
So you were pretty drunk.
Yeah. When I
Now-
was pulled over, I was. At the time, when I left the house, I could still walk perfectly straight line.
Okay, so you get pulled over, and you ask for your license. You got a suspended license. There were no tags on the car. Tell me about what happened when you threw up in the car. I
Well,
want to hear all about that.
I figured it was probably just my nerves. I
Tell
was
me about
really,
it.
really
The police
nervous.
officer pulls you over.
When the police officer pulled me over, he comes to the window and he asked me whose car this was. I told him it was my friend Jason Kamna's. And I said it wasn't even 2 blocks away from the house where I got pulled over. When I left Jason's house, there was a cop parked right in the
I
front.
don't care. I want to know when you threw up in the car.
Okay. After he came, he took down all my information and went back to his car. He was going to write out a ticket. He had a ticket in his hand for driving while suspended and uninsured, which I have right here,
I don't need
with
it.
no tags.
I don't need it.
And When he comes back is when I really started getting nervous, and I did get sick.
In the car?
In the car.
That's
So
when he placed you under arrest.
That is when he placed me under arrest. I asked him to
Perfect.
place
You
me
have
under arrest.
all the estimates?
With me, I have the
Well, I only want to know what's with you, sir. That's your
Yes,
proof.
I've had an estimate given.
What was the damage on the car?
The damage occurred to the driver's side front and on my parents' house where the car was parked. When you back down the driveway, you need to back down at an angle, kind of, and if you crank the wheel too hard, the front end will hit the garage. And it hit the garage and took a chunk out of the 2x6 that surrounds the garage and put a nice little dent in the front.
Your Honor?
Yes.
I remember this whole night clearly, and every single thing I said to the officer, everything I did the whole night, and I do not remember hitting that garage once.
That's too bad.
I don't know where this came from.
That's too bad.
And the dent in the left front bumper, he ran into his brother's car about a month ago on the right rear side, and he did not remember running into the car either. That's what he told his brother.
Why weren't there tags on the car?
Because I couldn't pass the Department of Environmental Quality.
What kind of car is this?
It's an '83 Dodge Rampage, and basically it was negligence on my part not having.
What's $575 from
This
rental
resulted after the car. I got it out of impound, and when I got it in to drive it, there's puke everywhere, and there was a knock in the motor, and then the motor seized up. I don't know if that's because when the car was sitting there idling, it tends to get really hot, and if it wasn't shut off, it could do some damage.
I'm not paying for a rental car for you, sir. What other damages did you have?
I had my towing fees, and
I have
missed
your towing
6
fees?
6 days of work
6 days of work, why?
because I had no car.
You had no car anyway. They had expired tags.
Well, all I needed was a temporary permit.
You didn't have it.
Correct.
So you had no car anyway.
Well, I guess technically no.
Right. So if your car isn't registered, you have no car. You have to be responsible. You drive a car, has to be registered, has to have proper insurance, but that doesn't mean he can trash your car and say it's not his fault because it didn't have good tags. He was drunk when he took it. He shouldn't have gotten behind the wheel of the car while he was intoxicated. He's got to pay for certain basic fees. If you had had the car cleaned and detailed, I would have charged him for that too.
Your Honor, I offered to clean the car first thing the day I got out of jail. I apologize for everything. We went there to go get the car out of the impound, and we got almost completely there, and we had to turn around because his license was expired. And
So you
I
got
don't
in the
think
car
he had
anyway.
insurance.
Who was driving?
Me.
She was.
I had just taken, we were just getting ready to take Jason to the impound so he could get his car out, and he said, wait, I cannot go. I don't have insurance and I have an expired license.
So he had no car anyway. So who cares whether he rented it? How did they rent you a car?
Well, the fact of the matter is I did have insurance and a
How did
valid
they
driver.
rent you a car if you had an expired license?
It was not expired.
What was it?
It was valid. It was a valid Oregon driver's license.
Your Honor, he stated clearly to me that it was not it was already expired.
And that he had no insurance.
Well, in order to rent a car in the state of Oregon, you have to have all the proper
I would say so. That's really interesting.
insurance.
That's really interesting that he was able to rent a car. Who knows? In any event, he owes you $243.50. Judgment for the plaintiff, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Well, he said it was my fault because the tags were expired.
I hadn't been driving reckless. The only reason I got pulled over was because expired tags.
I didn't make you drive the car drunk.
Yeah, I drove drunk. That's true.
You don't put the wheel behind somebody, they do it themselves.
Went all the way to Taco Bell, was not even 2 blocks from the house when I got pulled over.
It's really put damage on a friendship.
He was my best friend, and I very much apologize for that.
That's a big issue for me. It really is, to take somebody's car like that and get a DUI.
He wasn't in the right by taking the car, but Jason was way plastered by that time, and Nicholas was a sober out of the two to drive, and they were hungry.
Versus Roach. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Mr. McBride, it is your claim that the defendant assaulted you.
Yes.
The defendant says he was merely protecting his sister. So I want you to tell me how you all know each other and what precipitated this altercation with the defendant.
Well, I know everybody through Corey, who's my best friend through high school.
Through this gentleman?
Yes. I met his girlfriend at the time through...
Which is girlfriend? Raise your hand, girlfriend. Good. Your name is?
Christina.
Christina. Go ahead.
The night I got a call at work, she was getting kicked out of her house. And
Who was?
Christina. Christina was getting kicked out of her house and needed my truck to get her futon and some other items out of her house. And I went over there and...
Who was she living with at the time?
Her parents.
Okay.
And they were saying vulgar things.
Who was?
Her parents. And a green minivan pulled up, and I didn't know at the time, and he came out and was talking to me at curbside.
Who's he?
Sean.
How is he related to Christina?
My uncle.
You're Christina's uncle?
Yes.
Go ahead.
And he was like, you know, just stay out of this. And I'm like, I am. And her mom came out of the house and were saying things about some of my friends. So I...
What was she saying about some of your friends?
It was a girlfriend and her age, and saying how I have these relationships with underage girls or something. As words were getting said, you know, he did pull me to the curb talking to me. She came out...
No, you went very fast. Don't slur your words. Sorry. You are exchanging words with your sister.
Yes. Well, no.
Just a second.
Okay.
He's exchanging words with your sister, according to him.
Okay.
You pull up. Did somebody call you to come home?
Yes.
Who called you?
My nephew.
And said there's an altercation going on here, come home?
Your Honor, what happened is I called probably about 5 minutes before my nephew called. I was calling up to see, it was a Friday night, I was calling up to see what they're going to do this weekend. I was just talking to her. And all of a sudden, I hear like noises in the background, like yelling and stuff. And my sister says, I got to go, and hangs the phone up on me. Hangs the phone up, not bye, I just got to go bye, and just hangs the phone. Like at this point, I'm thinking, you know, what's happening? A couple minutes later, my nephew calls me up. He says, they're going after my dad, get over here. I'm like, who? And she said, Corey and his friends. Okay, at this point, I don't know what, I mean,
you don't know what happens. You get into your car and you go over there.
Absolutely.
Now, there's no question that once you got over there,
yes,
there's a whole melee, brothers, sisters, aunts, nieces, nephews, everybody's outside screaming, everybody's outside. Now, I want you to tell me this, sir. I read between the lines in your answer.
Mm-hmm.
You hit him.
Yes, I did.
Where did you hit him, by the way?
Where'd I hit him?
Yeah.
I hit him in the jaw.
In the jaw. What happened when you were hit in the jaw, sir? Your tooth came out, right?
Yes.
Now, he didn't hit you first.
Yes, he did.
No, no, no. No, he didn't hit you first.
There's a lot preceding this, Your Honor. There's a lot preceding.
I want you to answer my question. I don't care what preceded it.
Absolutely.
I read your answer very carefully.
Okay.
He did not hit you first. The first person to put their hands on somebody between the two of you was you, because he was disrespecting.
No, he elbowed me in the side of the head earlier.
Elbowed you.
I can't
broke my glasses.
Just a second. No, no, no. No, 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 no. No, Mr. Roach.
Yes. I can go through the whole thing and tell you.
I'm going to read you your answer, sir.
Okay.
My sister Pam came out of the house and told Ryan and the rest of his friends to leave.
Nothing about girlfriend.
Just a second.
Yes.
I'm speaking.
All right.
At this point, Ryan stepped to the side and leaned over my shoulder towards her, directing profanities at her. I then grabbed him and wrestled him to the hood of my truck.
His truck.
Of a truck.
Yes.
That's what you wrote.
Yes, it's true.
Well, then the first person to put hands on somebody was you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes. Absolutely. No, I never would say anything different than that.
You just did, sir.
No.
You just told me that he put his hands on you first, and he elbowed you and broke your glasses, and I said, no, no, no. You got to get your story straight, Mr. Roach, because in your sworn statement to me, you say that he was disrespecting your sister, and you grabbed him and threw him up against the hood of a truck.
Yes, ma'am.
Because he was going after my sister with profanities, I felt compelled to protect her. I told him never to talk to my sister that way. That's what you wrote.
Absolutely. No question about it, ma'am.
So you assaulted him first. Anything that comes
Absolutely,
after that,
yes.
anything that comes out after that, sir, if he resisted you, if he elbowed you and broke your glasses, doesn't make any difference.
Absolutely.
When did you punch him?
That's
When did you punch him?
after this. After all this.
No, so let me see your medical bills. Very easy. Easy case.
No, Your Honor, there's a lot that went into this before this stuff.
Please.
I was just trying to go over there to help out. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I walked over there.
Just so you know.
I see this guy over here by the van yelling to my family. Corey and Chrissy were over at the other car, like by their car. I don't know what's going on. I just walked up. I walked to the sidewalk, and I say, calmly, it's a family matter. Let's leave this. Let it go. Just let this go. He comes towards me. He's right in front of me now. My sister walks up to, right, she's behind me, and she says, "Get off my property." He says, I don't know if I can say it.
Hey, say anything. I've heard it all.
Okay, he says, "You." Okay, at this point, when he says this, he's in front of me, and he goes over, I'm not saying he's assaulting me, but he goes like this, and he's making contact with me. He says, "You." Okay, at that point...
You assaulted him.
At that point, I grabbed him and threw him on the truck.
You assaulted him. That's an assault.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Ryan McBride says his friend's uncle, Sean Roach, punched him in the mouth and knocked out a tooth.
You grabbed him, threw him up against the hood of a truck because he called your sister a name. You got mad. That's what happened.
I didn't get mad.
You didn't get mad?
I got a little upset, yes.
Mr. Roach, you had absolutely no right to put your hands on him. I want to know when your tooth got knocked out, sir.
When he was on the truck, I had an 88 F-150.
Sir, okay. I can't understand a word you're saying.
It's a big truck with a roll bar.
I didn't understand anything that you said before that either.
Okay. Well, when he choked me, I got out of that. I don't know if somebody pulled him off.
Is he talking very fast, or am I getting old?
It's kind of slurred. Take
Listen
your
to
time.
me. Yes. Slowly.
Okay. He choked me on my truck, and he threw my coat up over my head. And when I got out of that, I saw a fist come at me.
So he pulled the coat over you?
Yes.
Did you press any charges, Mr. McBride?
I tried to. I consulted a lawyer, and they said in Oakland...
I'm talking about consulting a lawyer.
Okay.
I'm talking about pressing criminal charges.
I went to, and the lawyer advised me not to, because it would not go over in Oakland County. They don't like these kind of trials, and they would basically throw it out.
Go ahead, Mr. Roach. I'll hear you.
I called the detectives as this was going on because I was concerned what was happening. I called the detectives, and I was saying, you know, what's going to happen here. I gave him my statement. He said that his parents...
Don't tell me what he told you.
Okay. His parents were calling up, trying to do whatever they could to get these charges to stick to me. The detective said that there was not a case here. There was no case. They were going to drop the charges.
There is a case. That's why I said to you, don't tell me what
he
the detective
didn't drop the
say.
charges. The court dropped the charges.
Oh, I don't know that at all. Were you arrested?
No.
Then the court didn't drop charges.
No,
How come the
that's what
court
the
dropped
detective told me.
charges if you weren't arrested?
Okay, the court may have not have. However the court works, that's how the charges were dropped.
No, they
not
were never
by
dropped
him.
because they were never filed. The detectives decided not to pursue the matter.
Yes.
They probably listened to you when you said that he elbowed you first.
No, I grabbed him
told-
first. I'm sorry,
No.
I misunderstood. I grabbed him first. No question about it, ma'am. No
You grabbed him
question
first
about
and
it.
threw him up against his truck.
Yes, no
Okay,
question
judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of
Excuse me, Your Honor.
$5,000. That's all.
Can I not speak? Because
No,
this is,
can't
it all-
speak, can't
it
say
has
it.
to do with beforehand. He hit me.
Excuse
Ryan hit me
th-
too.
Just a minute. Your bills, sir, are almost $5,000. Can you tell me why you're only suing for $3,000?
In Michigan, they will only allow me to go up to $3,000.
I suppose that's your...
What about him
and that's
assaulting
your-
my sister?
Yeah, he hit me too,
That's
Your
okay?
Honor. Before he got hit in the mouth, he hit me. Ryan hit me.
Yeah. So where's your lawsuit?
Well, I wasn't suing him.
Well, he's suing him.
I know, but the whole thing is they were not asked to be at our property. We asked them to leave our property.
Let me explain something to you. Step up. Give it to you very fast. How is Christina related to you?
She is my daughter. And she
shh. Listen to me. She is your daughter. Up until that time, was she living with you?
No, she had left a couple weeks before that.
She had things in your home?
We made arrangements for her to get him the next day. She came that night, and she also has a truck. She did not need him to bring all these
That's a whole
kids to
bunch
our
of
house.
stories, madam. Let me tell you something. He was not there without some legitimate authority. If a person who lived in that house invited him to come, now if he's there as an invited guest, even to just remove her property from the house, you can't assume that you can assault him for staying on your property once you tell him to leave.
She had been gone for 2 weeks. She was not living in our premises. She had been already gone, and we
Your
asked her to
brother
leave.
had no right to
Well-
assault the plaintiff, period.
But-
He really wasn't involved with this. He was doing his friend a favor by coming and bringing his truck. Everything was going to be quiet. All you had to do was, if she wasn't living there for 2 weeks, let her take her stuff and go. I don't know why there was a whole
Because
argument.
we made arrangements, and she had a truck, and we asked for them not to come because I also have 2 sons that Mr. McBride was trying to get my 11-year-old to start a fight with him. The profanities that were being said was from them, not from us.
I like to lie.
Christina.
We've asked...
Quiet. Listen to me. This is not family court. If it were, perhaps I might spend some more time trying to put together what is a story of a broken family. This is the case of an assault. Your brother put his hands on a stranger for using bad words. using bad words to you. He's not allowed to do that, and he has to pay the consequences of doing that.
I understand
Whether you say that the plaintiff touched you first, that is not why your brother assaulted him. Your brother put his hands on him because he called you a name. That's what he just testified
But
to.
he had his hand raised, and I did file a suit against him.
Two walked out afterwards, after he assaulted her.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Next time, I'll throw him over my knee and spank him. That's what his parents should have done to him long ago. We wouldn't have had this problem.
If my mom actually really cared about me, then maybe none of this would have happened.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Younger versus Hampton. Step forward, please.
37-year-old computer engineer Nancy Younger is suing her former friend, 26-year-old cashier Robin Hampton, for the cost of child support.
Miss Younger, the defendant's son was placed in your care by the courts.
Yes.
And you claim that pursuant to the court order, the defendant who is receiving child support for that child from the child's father, those checks were to be endorsed and payable to you while the child was in your care.
That's correct.
And it is your claim that 6 checks that the defendant received while the child was in your care were not turned over to you. That's what you're suing for.
Yes.
Defendant says you got all the money that you were supposed to. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Tell me when and why the child was placed in your care.
The child was placed in my care in January at Miss Hampton's request.
Why were you willing to have her take care of your
My
son?
son was taken away from me in January due to child abuse. My ex-boyfriend.
So the court was going to remove the child from your care.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you asked the plaintiff to take him instead of having him go into foster care.
Yes, ma'am.
How much support were you getting for the child from the child's father?
It was $154 a month.
When was the child removed from your care?
August 28th.
How many checks did you receive?
Well, actually, what I had asked Miss Hampton originally how much child support he was receiving, she told me $154.44 a month. And originally, I didn't question that. I assumed that she would tell me the correct amount. What happened was, my witness here, this is the child's father, he provided for me a Department of Revenue disbursement report, and I found out he was actually receiving $154.44 every 2 weeks.
Is that right?
When I got paid, I turned him over to her.
You didn't answer my question.
Whatever I received, I'm not sure if it was every 2 weeks or every month, because I would get a payment and then I wouldn't get a payment, then I'd get a payment and then it'd be several weeks without payment, so I couldn't even keep up if it was every 2 weeks or every month.
The report shows that it was issued approximately, give or take a few days, every 2 months. I missed...
Every 2 months?
Every 2 weeks, I'm sorry. I missed a check, at least one check every month.
How much money did you receive in total in the 7 months that you cared for the child?
$1,081.08.
That's what you received from her?
The ones that I checked are the ones I received.
$1,081.
Yes.
This is a simple case. Miss Hampton.
Yes.
Everything that was received by the Department of Revenue during the time that she had physical custody of the child belongs to her. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to your answer, you received some checks in September. Is that right?
2.
That money you didn't give her. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
But you know, Miss Hampton, that they don't send it to you for the week that's coming up. They send it to you sometimes for a month that's passed, for 6 weeks that's passed, because it takes them time to process these things.
Right.
Right? So why didn't you turn over those checks to her?
Because she had no longer had my son.
But that was for money when she did have your son.
He owes me an arrear of child support for 7.5 years.
Step up here, sir. You have a copy of your child support order?
Not with me, Your Honor.
What is the child support order?
The child support order is $154 every 2 weeks.
Is it separated as far as arrears and what is the current order?
They assess an extra $20 to make up for those arrears. In other words, I was garnished about $174 every 2 weeks on average.
Well, that's what I want to know.
Right.
Just for my own information, you owe her $772. Why was the child removed from your care?
The child was removed from my care because of a call that Ms. Hampton made to the Florida Abuse Hotline. She's made a call regarding every family that the child has ever lived with. She calls the abuse hotline, and subsequently the child gets moved someplace else. And basically the Inspector General report said that the child should have never been removed from my home, that he was not ever in any harm The department was going solely based on Mrs. Hampton's statements. I have a copy of that here if you need to see it.
I'd like to see it. Where's your son now?
With his father.
This is a 72-page report that was issued by the Inspector General, and I've highlighted the pertinent parts.
All right, I'm not going to get into this report. There are things there that, quite frankly, without reading the entire report, I would have trouble making a determination about. However, suffice it to say that your son is with you now, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Child doing all right?
Much better, in fact. He's now an AB student.
And what about his mother? Does his mother see him?
When she feels like it. We've had about 13 to 14 scheduled visitations, of where she's appeared maybe 6 times.
What kind of visitation is it?
Well, it depends. We have the stay up for 14 to 19 hours a day visits. We have the whole let's go to everyone else's house rather than home.
No, I'm talking about what kind of court-ordered visitation is there?
It's supposed to be a weekend unsupervised.
Weekend unsupervised?
Yes.
Whatever happened with the child abuse case that caused the child to be removed from your care initially? You were charged with neglect.
No, I was charged with failure to protect.
Well, that's neglect. What happened with that case?
It's still going on. The procedure's still going on. I go for reunification May 30th of this year.
Was there a trial with regard to that case? Was there a trial? You had a lawyer?
Yes.
Did a caseworker testify?
Yes.
So there was a trial where you found guilty of failure to protect? Yes. Is that right?
Yes.
The child was turned over to the father, and you have ongoing meetings with the social worker and the child with regard to reunification.
Right.
It's like pulling teeth sometimes.
Yeah, I know. All right. In any event, the child is with the father. You owe her $772 judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
My son was removed from our home due to child neglect.
The Inspector General of the state of Florida cleared me of that.
My child was put in a garage for 4 days for a punishment.
The child did not respond to normal forms of discipline because he had been beaten for 8 years of his life. So I had to find non-physical ways of disciplining the child.
I don't believe he should have been treated that way.
Now, this is case number 287 on the calendar in the matter of Ortiz versus Palacios. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats.
Mr. Ortiz, you and the defendant have 3 children together. Is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
You say she owes you some money. Ms. Palacios says she doesn't owe you anything. As a matter of fact, she believes that you should give her some money for medical bills for the birth of one of your children, as well as some personal property. Is that right?
Yes.
How old are these children?
The other one is 4 years. That's a boy. The other one is 3 years, and my baby boy is about 9 months.
And where do these children live?
Currently, they live with the mother.
Is that right?
Yes.
And who do you live with?
With my parents.
How long have you been together with Mr. Ortiz?
We were together for almost 5 years.
During that time that you lived together?
Yes.
Is that right?
That's correct.
When did you go back to live with your mother?
On May 28th, 2002.
And since you've been living with your mother, how much child support has Mr. Ortiz paid you?
Nothing.
Why?
Because she has failed to the child support agency to submit all the financial statement. Nothing has been settled to the child support
I don't care whether
agency.
it's been settled. What do you think? The kids don't eat between May and settlement date? They don't have doctors? They don't have clothes? What do you mean, no?
I mean, I do think that the children, they eat, and they need stuff.
Why didn't you give her any money?
Because I don't have a job, Your Honor.
You have 3 children and no job?
That's true.
Really? Something wrong with you?
Yes.
What?
I got hurt at work on June 19 and got surgery on July 27, and since then I've been TTD.
What's TTD?
Total temporarily disabled.
What's the nature of your disability?
Problems with my back.
And you just had these problems with your back since a month after she left?
No, that's incorrect.
Well, how long have you had problems with your back?
Over a year.
Over a year?
Mm-hmm.
Who supports you?
Nobody.
Who feeds you?
Nobody.
You mean you haven't eaten in a year? Mr. Ortiz, who supports you?
The only sort of income I was receiving was a work compensation.
How much?
This month I started receiving $210 for permanent disability.
Who do you live with?
Nobody.
Do you have your own apartment?
Yes, I do.
You pay rent?
No, I don't pay rent.
Who pays your rent?
Nobody, because I own the place.
You own what place?
The apartment.
When did you buy the apartment?
On the year 1999.
While you were still together?
Yes.
How much did you pay for it?
I pay $70,000.
You have a mortgage?
Yes, I do.
Who pays the mortgage?
I'm responsible to pay it.
Mr. Ortiz, you understand where I'm going, sir? You're suing her because you wanted to pay for the cost of a trip. Reimbursement for some of a Disneyland trip that you took with her. Who went on the trip? The two of you. Who else?
Or family.
The whole family?
Yes.
When did you go on the trip?
September last year.
Was that shortly before or after you became disabled?
I was already disabled by then.
Then you shouldn't have gone on a trip to Disneyland. If you had no money, you don't go on a trip to Disneyland and expect her to pay half. She's got 3 children. You haven't paid her a dime since May. What, are you crazy? You think I'm going to give you any money? Shh, quiet! You think I'm going to give you any money? Man goes on disability. You're not too disabled to go to Disneyland. Spend a fortune in Disneyland when you're not working because you're disabled, because you have a back problem. And you expect me to order her to pay you for half of the trip to Disneyland? Hello? Then you want to be reimbursed for car insurance. You want to tell me about the car insurance?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Last year, I referred her where she's currently employed. I put the word in for her, that way she can get hired. And then she didn't have a way to transportation. And then she said that she wanted to use my vehicle. And she promised me that she was going to pay for the maintenance and the car insurance for this vehicle.
I'm not even asking her that question. You mean because you were unemployed, because you're disabled, because you have a bad back, that only lets you go to Disneyland. She went and got a job. She needed a car to go to the job. You're living as a family with your 3 children. She drove your car, so you wanted to pay your insurance. Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're telling me? Hello?
What I'm telling you is that she promised that she was...
I don't care. I don't believe it. I'm not even going to ask her. I don't care. You made 3 children. You made a promise, morally, to support them. You haven't done it. For a long time, you haven't done it. What?
We split up in May. They spent 16 days with me, those children, on the month of June. The child support is to be retroactive as of June. Since then, I've been working with the child support agency, and I'm just waiting to pay all my...
Listen to me, sir. Because you're waiting for the child support agency to tell you how much to pay doesn't mean that you don't give her money for the children. Do you understand?
I understand, Your Honor.
Good. You're living in your condo, paying the mortgage. She's living with her parents, who did not bargain to have 3, 4 little kids home with them because the 2 of you split up. She can't afford to live in her own place. Are you working?
Yes.
What kind of work do you do?
Right now I'm a shift supervisor.
How many hours a day do you work?
Normally, a day I work 7.5.
And who takes care of your children?
My mother and my sister.
What about him? He doesn't do anything. Why did he babysit for the children during the day?
Because he was very abusive. That's why we got to court.
Well, he's very abusive that I wouldn't let him take care of a goldfish. In any event, Mr. Ortiz, you get no money from her. Nothing. You have to have a good moral character. First of all, you live together with her as a family, despite the fact that you chose not to get married. Why, I will never know. If you made 3 children, is there any reason why you didn't get married?
Yes, Your Honor, there's a big
What is
reason.
that?
It's a long story from the very beginning. When she got pregnant, she was not living with me. You know, we were having an affair together.
Why don't you tell me why you didn't get married after your 2nd child was born?
Because that was the reason. She was not living with me when she got pregnant with the 2nd child.
What about with the 3rd one?
With the 3rd one, because she wanted an abortion, she never wanted to do nothing with me.
So you mean you asked her to marry you and she said no?
I never asked her to marry me.
You wanted her to ask you?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
My dear Mr. Ortiz, Bird didn't make your 5 children. You made your 5 children. If you can't afford to support 5 children, you don't make 5 children. Period.
And later today,
Miss Brooks says there was a terrible storm, and when she came down to check on
The dog.
she also checked on the
Equipment.
and she doesn't know anything about anything.
Correct.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Jose Ortiz says his ex-girlfriend, Mary Palacios, owes for the cost of a trip to Disneyland. Mary says Jose doesn't pay child support for their 3 kids.
What do you want? Medical bills?
Yeah, at least half of the medical bills and reimbursement for everything he kept. Because when I left him with only what I had and a few change of clothes for my children.
Tell me why.
Because I was already afraid of him, and I had it already. I got fed up. And when I asked him that I wanted the rest of my clothing, he told me that it was his property, that I had no right going back to his property. So I never went back. Only one time I went back with 2 sheriffs who escorted me in order to keep the peace. The only thing I ended up getting out of there as well was a few more changes of clothes, but I didn't get all of them. He kept the majority of them. But I left him
Of your
because-
clothes?
Yeah, my clothing. And I've seen
Where's
him
her
wear
clothing?
a few of my pants.
The only thing I have is is this that she left on my card. That's it.
I'm sorry, that is a lie.
Just a second. Now tell me about the furniture. Did you keep all the furniture?
Yes, I do have all the furniture, Your Honor.
Who purchased it?
I did, Your Honor.
And what about her?
She didn't purchase nothing.
What was she doing?
Just home.
She was home taking care of?
The children, she didn't want to work. She put many excuses. Who's going to pay babysitting? I'll probably get the minimum wage. And then whatever I will be making, I will be spending on child care. That's what she told me.
And?
And she never wanted to work.
Okay. Listen to me very carefully, madam. You have no claim for furniture unless you can demonstrate to me that you paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
Because the two of you were not married for whatever reason. When you're not married, there is no court that's going to say that we're going to equitably distribute this property. And as far as the medical bills for the birth of one of the children, your family court action that settles the issue of support should also settle the issue of medical bills, because he is required by law, once paternity is established, to go back and pay, in addition to his child support, the birthing costs of the children. Do you understand that?
When we went to family law, I went to child support services, and I asked them if there's somehow that they can make him pay for the rest of this, because I've already paid for like half of it.
Let me see it. And they said what?
They told me what I needed was a court order stating that he is...
The father?
Actually saying that he does have to pay half of it.
Your Honor, she's claiming two bills. I have paid the one for Brea. The other one is from abortion that she had in the year 2000.
Is that true?
I've never had an abortion. No, when we went to family law, he also signed his own stipulation saying that he would agree to pay half of it.
Oh, he did?
Yes. Only I didn't sign it because what he wanted me to agree on was joint custody, and that I didn't think was right because they needed to be somewhere where, a stable home, not just
Well,
jumping.
nobody's going to give him custody of the children if you say he's abusive, and you can establish that.
Your Honor, I have joint custody, physical and legally, with my child.
Really?
Yes, I do.
Show me.
Not anymore.
I don't have the court order with me, but I do have joint custody, physical and legal, with my child.
Well, when are the children with you, sir?
They were Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That way she can have the weekend.
Is that right?
No, it's going to change now because he was found to be mentally unstable in family law, and also that it was found that he was very controlling and abusive in our relationship. And now what he's going to get from now on is supervised visitation, Saturdays from 10 to 2, Sundays 10 to 2, and it has to be supervised.
Is that correct, sir?
I
I just want to know what the current order is. Is it for supervised visitation, or is it 4 days a week?
It's current until the order kick in.
When was the last time you saw your children, sir?
Last week.
When did you see them?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And they stayed at your house?
Correct.
Do you have a copy of this order
It's
for
not
supervised?
in yet because it just went through October 10th, and it's not in yet.
Was he present?
Yes, he was.
Were you present when the court issued a ruling?
No, the ruling that the judge made it on the 11th this month. And I was on court hearing on the 10th because I want custody of my child that she's been abusing so much.
All right. When are they supposed to give you an order with regard to the child support?
I have an appointment October 28th to determine who's going to have to pay and how much.
Okay, fine. So I'm not making
Your
any
Honor, I
order.
have a court hearing yesterday for one of my childs, and my child support with my daughter was dropped to 0 because I can afford the payments. Also, I've been using my credit card to pay for some of the stuff that my child needs.
Sir, I would suggest that what you do is you find another way of making a living. Did you walk into the courtroom today?
Yes, I
did.
did.
You walk into the courtroom today?
Yes, I did.
Have you been standing there for 20 minutes?
Yes, I do.
You haven't been using crutches or a cane. You've been standing there. You're going to turn around and walk out? And you're speaking. Is that right?
Yes, that's
Then what you have to do is to find a job, sir, that doesn't require the use of your back if your back hurts you. You have to find another way of earning a living.
I just got my license permits from California. I'm
For
going
what?
to start to sell computers. I haven't even started my business. I have my permit, my state.
So you're going to start a business?
I'm going to start my own business, yes, Your Honor.
Good. You mean instead of getting a job so
Yes,
that she
Your
can
Honor,
attach your
because
salary? Are these the only 3 children that you have?
I have 5 children, Your Honor.
Where are your other 2 children, sir?
The other one is over there on the same town where I live. One of them is right here on LA.
How old are they?
The oldest one is 10 years old. The other one is 8 years old.
You send their mother's child support?
Yes, Your Honor.
When was the last time you sent money for those 2 children?
On my last paycheck that I got.
Which was when?
I believe it was like on the 15th.
Of what?
Of this month.
You told me you didn't get a paycheck. You told me you haven't been working in a year.
Yes, Your Honor, but my sole income is the permanent disability that I'm collecting right now, and they basing my child support on that. And then she's expecting me to pay child support too on top of supporting my other 2 children.
Listen, my dear Mr. Ortiz, Bird didn't make your 5 children. These 2 gentlemen didn't make your 5 children. You made your 5 children. If you can't afford to support 5 children, you don't make 5 children. Period. End the discussion. He supports his children. I support my children. We don't want to support your children. And if you can't support 5, you don't have 5. You have 1.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Jose Ortiz says his ex-girlfriend, Mary Palacios, owes for the cost of a trip to Disneyland. Mary says Jose doesn't pay child support for their 3 kids.
Mr. Ortiz, you get 0 from this lady. And madam, start life afresh. You have 4 children. Hopefully you can get some child support from him because you are not blameless in this whole thing either.
Yeah.
You know, you had 1 child, then you had 3 more with him. Bum, bada bum, bada bum, right? You're not married. How old are you?
25.
25. Not smart. Not smart. You have certain responsibility.
Yes, I know.
So, and you brought your troubles home to your mother because she didn't anticipate having to start rearing children now, I'm sure, at her stage in life.
That's true.
What you have to do is you have to realize you made a mistake, put a period, and move on. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Good. Goodbye, folks.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He can't control me anymore. That's it. That's the bottom line.
Then with you, because you just have money, you don't have money to throw you away.
I was always too afraid to have him arrested because he always told me if I did have him arrested, he'd bring me down with him.
She put me like a boogeyman.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Snyder versus Brooks. Step forward, please.
25-year-old hairstylist Jamie Ginsburg Schneider and her husband, Richard Schneider, are suing their neighbor, insurance agent Aaron Brooks, for destroying their entertainment system. The Schneiders say Aaron was watching their home while they were on vacation.
Mr. Schneider, the defendant is a neighbor of yours.
That's correct, ma'am.
And according to your complaint, you went away on vacation. Is this your wife?
Yes, ma'am.
And you had a house sitter there to take care of your dogs, and the defendant volunteered also to check on the dogs in the evening.
That's
She had a key to your apartment. According to you, when you came a time when you discovered that some entertainment equipment was either damaged and or missing, or was substantial loss on your part for this entertainment equipment, some sort of game station, television receiver. Ms. Brooks says that there was a terrible storm. And when she came down to check on the dogs, she also checked on the
equipment, lights, everything.
And she found that the equipment wasn't working, so she took it up to her house, right?
Correct.
To do something with it. And she immediately, when questioned about it, put it back, and she doesn't know anything, right?
Correct.
Can I see the estimates for the damage?
Yes, ma'am. The first one is the original receipt for the game center. That was the replacement receipt, and this next.
Just give me what it cost to replace it.
I believe the totals came to about $1,533. The game station was $213.
Right.
A television, $250, and for the replacement home theater, it came to $770.91.
What's the home theater?
That includes a home theater receiver as well as speakers, speaker wire.
Well, was all that destroyed?
No, ma'am, it wasn't destroyed. However, the speakers that went with the original one were incompatible with the newer model to replace that actual home theater receiver, so they needed to be purchased in order to work with the new receiver.
So my question to you, Ms. Brooks, is you had an agreement that you would come in the evening and check on the dogs. Is that right?
Yes.
What were you thinking about putting your hands on any of their equipment?
Well, we went in, Candace would watch TV there every night. I would go in and sit with the dog there and bring it up to my apartment.
Bring what up to your apartment?
The dog.
So you brought the dog up to your apartment. It's not what I asked you. You took entertainment equipment from their house to your house, and I'm asking you why.
Well, because all the lights were out and nothing was working in the apartment, and same thing in mine. So I did check their stuff. The Xbox would not come on. Everything else did.
Why did you take it to your apartment?
I wanted to see if it would work up there. I did not know what was wrong, and I just checked
Well,
it.
they didn't ask you to do that.
Well, I know that, but I took it upon myself to do that. There was other people in the apartment. 3 other people had keys.
That's okay.
It was 2
Just a second. I don't care. Other people did not take equipment. I mean, that's burglary. Madam, you had no permission to do that. You had limited permission. Your limited permission was to enter the house to look after the dogs. You had no permission to check the equipment. You had no permission to touch the equipment, no permission to remove it from the armoire where it had been housed, no permission to take it up to your apartment, no permission to try to see if it worked in your apartment. You had no permission to do that. That's burglary. What?
Miss Brooks also told us when we got home and noticed all the damage that she was entertaining friends the night that she took the equipment out of the house, and she did not want to bring the friends into our apartment for fear of something happening. So she decided to take the stuff upstairs to her house. That way they could use it in her apartment instead of being in ours.
And you had this conversation with her?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, what?
I did tell her that.
Why did you tell her that?
Because I was honest with her when I called her, and she
So then
called
why
me.
did you just give me this story that you didn't take the stuff up there, you just took it up to see if it worked in your apartment?
I did. Well, we did have people over there. We
So
went
you were
down there
playing
together.
with the equipment?
Yeah, we used it.
An idiot. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,233. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
You need to own up for your responsibilities.
I did not break it. I didn't do any of that.
Just make sure the people watching your belongings are trustworthy.
Seated. Sir, have a seat.
Mr. Tumber, this is your former wife and her present husband. And the two of you have been divorced for some time. You have a 17-year-old son. I assume that that is this young man over here.
That's
is that
correct.
right? According to the complaint that I've read, recently, after your divorce and after your former wife was remarried, she ran into some financial difficulty and called you and asked you for a loan. You obliged, according to you, advanced her some money, I think $750.
That's correct.
You want the money back.
Correct.
And in addition, your former wife and her husband purchased a car for your son.
Correct.
And you invested some money in that car in repairing it.
Correct.
Then you decided to buy your son a newer car. And according to you, there was an understanding that they would reimburse you when they sold the old car for the money that you had invested in it so that you could sort of put it towards the new car that you were buying for him.
Correct.
They sold the car and they didn't give you the money that you had invested in it.
Correct.
So you also want that money.
Correct.
When did your former wife call you for this initial loan?
It was around the beginning of this year, but around January.
What happened?
Of
You ran into some
2004.
financial difficulty?
The financial difficulty wasn't about me necessarily. It was regarding my son and expenses that we had with the car, with medical, and with a phone bill.
What do you mean the car? What kind of expenses?
Okay, the car that we purchased for my son was a car that we knew...
I don't care what you knew. You had expenses because you had to have it fixed?
Yes.
And how much did you need to have the car fixed?
There were different parts that we needed to buy. My husband did the repairs.
So you spent some of the money that he gave you to fix the car?
Correct.
How much?
The total that we spent on the repairs, just the parts alone of the receipts I could find,
yes,
was $224 and 3 cents.
$224 to fix the car?
For the parts.
Fine. I don't care what your husband's labor was. That's not important to me. What else did you need money for?
My son had a cell bill.
Who bought him a cell phone?
I did.
So why was it your former husband's responsibility?
It wasn't, except for my son went over the minutes, and he did this more than one occasion.
Did your former wife tell you, Mrs. Satango, tell you that this money she was asking you for was for your son?
No, Your Honor, she
What did
didn't.
she tell you?
It was for mortgages on the home that she was in arrears of.
Were you in arrears on your mortgage?
I was never in arrears on my mortgage.
Did you tell him that you needed money to pay your mortgage?
I told him that I couldn't pay the mortgage and everything else, that my son's cell bill was so much money, my son's medical bills that the insurance didn't cover was so much money.
You pay child support, sir?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
How much do you pay?
Just shy of $600 a month, I believe.
Okay. How much money did you
Your
give?
Honor, that's not true.
How much does he give you?
$370 a month.
How do you account for the discrepancy, Mr. Tumber?
I'm not sure how much I pay, to be honest with you, Your Honor.
So why don't you say, I'm not
Spit-
sure? I don't know is something
Yeah,
that a man
we'll try-
can say.
I don't know.
3 little words.
I don't know.
Don't know.
Correct, thank you.
Well, you should know how much child support you pay. Do you pay it pursuant to income deduction order? Or do you-
Yes.
So it comes right out of your pay?
Right out of my check, yes. Mhm.
So it's not 600, it's 370 a month, according to you. Is that what you receive, or do you receive more if there is some in arrears?
$370 a month, Your Honor.
Period?
Period.
Okay, fine. How much money did you loan to her, sir?
$750.
Well, that's not true, Your Honor.
Show me.
Your Honor, I'd like to
You have a
submit.
check?
Yes,
Let me see it,
canceled checks with her signature on them.
Your Honor, he could have written anything in after the fact.
No, I'm just looking at the canceled checks, madam. And I'm even looking for the memo. The memo is irrelevant. You owe him $750. I think it's very nice that you can call him and say, listen, I ran into some financial difficulties and I need some money and your son lives with me, so could you do it for me?
But, Your Honor, that's not how it happened.
Did you sell the car? We're
Yes,
going to
we
get to the
sold the
car
car.
now.
But-
Just a second. We're going to get to the car. You and your husband bought a car, and you bought a car for your son. And according to you, some of the money that you got from him was used to fix the car.
Correct.
Right. Then you sold the car.
Correct.
How much money did you give him? I just answer my question. How
Zero.
much money did you give him? Zero. How much did you sell the car for?
$1,000.
Well, if he paid for the parts to fix the car, why didn't you think it was appropriate that if he was buying your son a new car, for you not to at least reimburse him for what he had spent? Don't you think that that's appropriate? Fair? Reasonable? If I believe you, Mrs. Satango, if I believe you, you were able to call your former husband and say to him, despite the fact that you are under a court order and paid child support, it's not enough. Because I have some bills that I'm having trouble paying for our son. He went over his minutes on a cell phone that I bought him. That's not his fault. You choose to buy him a cell phone, 17-year-old kid, and he's not responsible enough? That's not his father's problem because you provided him with the vehicle to be irresponsible. But he was, according to you, he was a nice guy and said, here's the money. According to you, he was a nice guy when you say I had to fix the car and I need some parts. According to you, he was a nice guy, gave you the money. According to you, despite the fact that he pays child support and is not in arrears, he had some unreimbursed medical bills, and he said, here's the money. So I'm asking you, if he was a nice guy, how come when you sold the car and he was buying him a new car, you didn't say, here's the money that you laid out for the parts?
The car was bought because the car that we bought for my son wasn't good enough, wasn't cool enough. They bought the car. I had nothing to do with that, neither did my husband. We have endured financial difficulty. We did not say that we were going to give him the money. It wasn't for my son to barter. It wasn't for him to barter. We paid the mortgage with the money, and that's the circumstance we're under right now.
So why didn't you just say that to me instead of giving me a whole lot of who shot John? You paid the mortgage. You borrowed money from him and paid a mortgage.
I thought you knew that. I'm sorry.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You're supposed to be responsible. You're supposed to be moral. You're supposed to be a moral example for your child. You are not.
I am not?
No, you are not.
And later today,
The only thing that saved my dog's life is the fact that she's 90 pounds.
I saw the dogs basically tearing it apart.
If she had been a smaller dog, the injuries would have killed her.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Paul Tumber says ex-wife Stephanie Sotenko owes for a loan and for proceeds from the sale of their son's vehicle.
Listen, you're a nice guy and she owes you $750 because I believe it was a loan. Now, you tell me about the contract that you say you had with her with regard to paying you back for the money that you invested in the old car.
Okay, well, the verbal contract was that when the vehicle was sold, that I would recoup the money for the parts for the repairs, which I have canceled checks for right here.
Can I see them, please?
And
who
there
did you
never
make
was
this,
a
who did you make?
I'm sorry?
Who did you make this contract with, sir?
With Stephanie.
Can I say something, Your Honor, or do I need to speak in turn? Or
No, now you tell me.
As far as the car, how many fathers give money toward repairs of their son's car and then ask for it back after the car is sold?
Well, let me tell you what usually happens. Usually, if boy has a car, and if he wants a better car, and his parents, they are reasonable, say, listen, we'll sell this car, we'll use whatever money we get from this car, we'll put it towards another car. That's what parents do. What you did was you took money from your former husband, because these are your canceled checks.
I didn't take money toward the
Yes, you did.
Your Honor, I did not ask him for the money for the parts for the car. He willingly gave me that money.
Because he's a nice guy.
So he was a nice guy and did that for our son.
Just a second, he's a nice guy.
And
you're supposed to be responsible. You're supposed to be moral. You're supposed to be a moral example for your child. You are not.
I am not?
No, you are not. You are not.
Okay.
Because if he is being a nice guy, what you're supposed to be is a moral example for your son and say, listen, we sold the car for $1,000. You put in practically that. I'm speaking. You put in practically that. I'll be more than happy to give that money towards the new car so that we will jointly, in some way, have contributed to the car that our son is driving. You chose not to do that. You owe him the money for the repairs to the car because I believe you had an agreement, if you sold the car, to give him back that money. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,595. That's it.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
If I had had the money, morally, I would have given the money.
I'm in a financial position. I don't make a lot of money, that I just wanted my funds back.
I didn't really want to be here, but I guess it's the best way to do it.
It's no love lost between my son and I.
Be sure that you know what and who you're dealing with.
Did we learn anything today? I don't really think so.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Valerio versus Gunderson, step forward.
Customer service rep Summer Valerio is suing fellow dog owner, 21-year-old customer service rep Gabe Gunderson for vet bills. Summer says Gabe's pit bull attacked her dog.
Ms. Valerio, you claim that the defendant's dog injured your dog during a fight.
Yes.
And you want the defendant to pay the vet bills.
Correct.
For your dog. Mr. Gunderson says that there was a dog fight. Your dog got the worst of the fight, and your dog shouldn't have been there anyway. So you'll explain that to me. What kind of a dog do you have?
She's a Mastiff Lab mix.
That's a big dog?
Yes.
And where was the dog?
In March of 2004, I made arrangements with Janice Rawson to keep my dogs at her house because she had just bought a house, and me and my boyfriend at the time broke up, and I was moving into a condo and didn't feel it was fair to take my 2 large dogs to a condominium with me. So she agreed to keep the dogs, and I continued to pay for their food and their vet bills while they were in her care until I made new living arrangements.
Just a second. So you left your dogs with this lady in March. Step up. What's your name?
My name is Janice Rawson.
You have a large piece of property?
It's a house with a yard.
You have your own dogs?
No.
What kind of dogs? One was a Mastiff mix, and what was the other?
Pit Bull Boxer mix.
Also a big dog?
Yes.
Who else lives in your house?
At the time when I moved in, it was Jeffrey, her now husband, and Dustin.
Jeffrey, her now husband.
The boyfriend I had separated from. And then we got back together and got married. But it was a temporary separation. He was living with her with the dogs there at the time.
Oh. So not only did you place your dogs with her, but you placed your ex-boyfriend there, too.
Yes.
Now, tell me about Mr. Gunderson.
Mr. Gunderson moved in with me when Summer...
What do you do, rent rooms?
Yes. I have a 4-bedroom house.
Okay, so you rented a room to him. Okay.
Mr. Gunderson moved in with me when Jeffrey moved in with Summer, and they got married, and then I rented a room to Gabe.
So Mr. Gunderson moved in with a...
Male pit bull.
So now you have 3 dogs in your house.
3 dogs.
Is that the dog that injured her dog?
No, that's a separate dog.
Well, where did the separate dog come from?
We went on vacation to San Diego. We were told by
Who's
Jeffrey. Me, Janice, a different group of friends of ours. We were told by Jeffrey before we left on a certain date the dogs would be gone. We get back from San Diego. I pick up the dog who got
Picked up what dog?
The dog that's the reason why we're here, the one that attacked her dog. Or
You
got
mean a
into fight
second
with
dog?
hers.
You picked
The
up a second dog?
Right. Picked that dog up. I got home, found out that Jeff and Summer did not live up to their end of the bargain as far as taking those dogs back like we were told.
Your Honor. Well, why did you need a second dog?
I asked Janice. I wanted a female so I can breed. I asked Janice. She said that'd be fine.
Is that right? Yes, but the condition was that he could only get the second dog when her dogs were gone, and it wasn't an exact date of when they were going to take the dogs back. It was a hopeful date. So he should have made sure that the dogs were gone before he actually picked up the pit bull.
Well, he didn't. So on what date did you pick up the pit bull?
October 9th.
And what date was this fight that caused the injury to Miss Valerio's dog?
On the 28th, same month.
So why didn't you tell me how to get rid of the dog?
Well, I like dogs, and it's not, and the family who had the dog before couldn't keep the dog, and so it didn't really have anywhere to go back to except for the pound, and I didn't want to see that happen, so...
Okay, so you allowed him to keep the dog there. Fine.
Yes.
Now tell me about the fight.
My other witness here is the one that broke up the dog fight and basically saved my dog's life.
Is that right?
Yes.
Good. Between the 9th of October and the day that this happened, did you visit your dogs?
Yes, and I actually, a couple weekends prior, had taken Justice to my house for the weekend. I would take her sometimes for 3 or 4 days at a time.
So you knew he had both dogs there?
Yes, but I did not know that that dog had a history of being aggressive. He, on the other hand, did.
Were you home when Miss Valerio's dog was injured?
No, no.
You were? Step up. Tell me your name. Miss Rosen, you may sit down.
Noelle Cook.
I'll hear you.
Okay. I was at home, and I just heard the dogs fighting in the backyard, and I went to look over the fence, and I saw the dogs, his female and kind of his male. His male kept coming in and out of the fight. They had her dog pinned on the ground and basically tearing it apart.
And I have pictures, Your Honor.
I'd like to see it.
And also her vet bills and her medical records.
I'd like to see the pictures first.
If I may say, the vet did say that the only thing that saved my dog's life is the fact that she's 90 pounds. If she had been a smaller dog, the injuries would have killed her.
Mr. Gunderson, you understand, sir, that sometimes pit bulls have been known to be aggressive dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yes, that.
How did you find out about the dog?
They lived actually across the street from a friend of mine. I've seen them before. Saw an ad in the paper. I called them, found out that it was the same people. So I've talked to them. I've seen the dog before, been around the dog before. It wasn't a big issue.
Did they have children?
They have one kid, yes.
And they felt that the dog was not appropriate to live with.
Well, they have 2 other dogs.
Look at me.
They have 2 other dogs.
They felt that the dog was not appropriate to live with them. Otherwise, what reason do you have to get rid of a dog?
Yeah, well,
if you have other dogs. It's not an allergy.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Gunderson, pay careful attention. I'm very smart. This dog, you knew that the dog had had some problems. Is that right?
Right.
Who do you think is responsible, therefore, for a dog that has had certain problems in the past when the dog attacks again?
The owner of that dog.
That's you.
Mm-hmm.
You were aware of the dog's previous problems with the prior owner. Why you would choose to take a dog that had had problems, I don't know. And why you would choose to breed a dog that had prior problems, I for sure don't know. You have an answer to either of those questions?
I knew about the situation. I explained to Janice before I even got the dog.
I'm not talking about Janice. I'm asking you why you would choose to take a dog that had problems.
Because I had nowhere to go, so I took it.
And why, if it had nowhere else to go when you know the dog has certain character problems, why would you choose to breed a dog like that?
It's one fight. I didn't think it'd be a big deal, to be honest.
Well,
I've
now
been
you
around.
know better, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Good. Now I'll see the vet bills. That was easy.
Your Honor, each page is an individual invoice. The total actually came to what I wrote on the front. And she had to be kept in the hospital for 7 days.
Do you understand, sir? We all make certain choices when we get a pet. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to choose a pet that doesn't have violent propensities. You chose a pet that you knew had had problems enough so that a prior owner was looking to get rid of it. You took it. Not only did you take it, but you made a choice, because one of the reasons that you told me you chose to take this dog is because you wanted to breed it, to propagate whatever character flaws that this dog had. That is stupid. Very stupid. It's going to cost you $2,455.50. That's all. Step out.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I was shown that I'm wrong in this, even though I had nothing to do with this.
When you choose to own a dog that has aggressive tendencies, or any animal for that matter, you're responsible for its actions.
When I came home from work, my neighbor's standing in my driveway with blood on her.
The defendant actually called me saying that his dogs were attacked.
My dog also got hurt.
She just finally healed. It's taken a month and a half.
Pit bulls have a bad name for themselves because of how their owners raise them.
I don't think the breed's bad. I think it depends on how they're raised, and if they're not socialized with other animals and people, it's gonna take its toll.
Be seated, sir. Have a seat.
Miss Reese, according to what I've read, you were riding your horse. Along with you was your son. I assume this was his son who's going to sit up straight and put his feet together. Your son who was riding an all-terrain vehicle, and your 2 dogs. And it is your claim that while you were on this ride, the defendant assaulted you, your son, your horse. I don't know about the dogs. I don't think he assaulted the dogs, although he tried to take one of the dogs. Mr. Harden says you were trespassing on his property. You've been told before that this was private property and that you and/or your son assaulted him. And you have a counterclaim. Where is this property located?
In Phelan, California. I have pictures to give you a mindset.
Okay.
And here's a couple aerials. And you can, it's plainly marked of the wash.
Go ahead, Ms. Reyes.
I was riding my horse. My son follows me on his quad. My two dogs, they always go with us. We went down into the wash, and I saw this man standing in the middle of the wash. So I slowed my horse down. I went to ask him if he needed any help, because New Year's Day, everybody was out riding their bikes and motorcycles and all that stuff. And I figured he ran out of gas, couldn't get started. So I was going to actually ask him if he needed assistance. And he started pointing at me and yelling at me that, I talked to you before, I talked to you before. I go, no, you've never spoke to me before. And he's going, well, this is private property. You know this is private property. I'm going, no, I don't know that this is private property, because it's a waterway. He goes on and tells me that he doesn't appreciate people riding through his property, and especially with dogs that are off lead. I'm going, don't be an... We live out here in Booneyville. And that provoked him, and he lost his temper, and he started screaming at me, saying that he politely informed me that I was riding on his private property and that he didn't appreciate it. And just to get out of it, I just nudged my horse and I went to walk off, just to leave, let him go. And he pulls back his arm. He's losing total control. He pulls back his arm, trying to strike me. I'm on top of the horse, can't hit me. So he picks up rocks and sand and throws it at me. I duck into the horse. The rocks and sand hit my horse's butt and the back of my back of my head. And so my son and I are riding off, and I have a ding-dong dog. She doesn't have a violent bone in her body, flipping over at his feet so he can scratch her belly. And I'm hollering at her, and she won't come because she thinks she's going to get some attention. So he scoops her up and starts walking to his house. And my son and I are still riding off. I go, fine, keep her. I don't like her anyway. Figuring that, okay, he'd just drop her and the whole incident would be over. He didn't. So I had to turn my horse around, go running back. My horse won't go near the person because he's scared. So I'm kicking my horse, trying to get to the dog to get the dog out of this man's hands. So I'm leaning off the horse. 14-hand horse isn't that tall. And I'm grabbing the scruff of my dog, and he's trying to hit me still. And
he was walking away. What do you mean he's trying to hit you still?
Okay, he's trying to hold the dog, and he's trying to hit me off so I can't get the dog. So I'm trying to get my dog because he's already said that his dogs will take care of my dog. As I'm riding off, that's why I turned around. And so he put down to the dog and grabbed my son and said, fine, I'll take him instead. Had him in a chokehold up off the ground. And his wife shows up behind him, says, I have it all on videotape. I says, well, you better have this on tape. And I'm yelling at her to help me to get this man to let go of my son. And she's yelling at him, let him go, you'll lose your son. And so he let my son go. And Mr. Harden grabbed the bit of my horse. The horse reared up, fell over, landing on my leg. I was able to step off the horse landing on my leg. The horse got up. Don't ask me how, but I was still on him. And we just got out of there. Now, we were riding out of the wash, and I ride with a cell phone, so I called my husband. My husband called the police. We live way back in, so I had the police officer meet me on the corner.
Do you have a police report?
No, they would not release it to any of us. We all tried because of the minor in the police report.
Okay, Mr. Harden, why don't you tell me your version of what happened?
Well, ma'am, on January 1st of this year, my wife and I was working out in our front yard. I heard first a motorbike back in my property. I have 8 acres, and I looked up, and I seen a helmeted rider going down through that wash. So I decided to go. I thought it was the boys down there riding, tearing up my land down there. So I walked down to the middle of the wash, and I stood waiting to see if there were going to be other riders coming through, or if that rider was going to come back through, so that I could tell him, you know, that this is private property. As I was waiting, I saw this horse rider galloping along that back end of that wash. I'm still in the middle of the field down there, so I continued to walk down to the end of that part of the field to my property line. I met Mrs. Reese there right at my property line on that sandy area. When she first walked up, was actually galloping, I put my hand up like this. And she just kind of slowed down, and then she got right up with me. I could see her a little better, and I said, haven't we talked before? And she's like, no. And I'm like, well, did you know that this is private property? She's like, so? She's like, you don't have a sign up here. And I was like, well.
You're yelling at me, and
just don't interrupt him.
So I says, well, I'm telling you, this is private property. You need to turn around and come back the way you came. She says, no, I don't have to. And she starts to ride on through me, just ride on through me. So I'm just standing there. I step to the side. As she's walking by me, she says, you. And so I stood there and I says, well, why am I? And you're trespassing on my property. She takes about another 10 steps, a few more yards, turns the horse around, says, you, and charged me. First, she kicked the horse. She yelled, yah, and charged me. I stood there. When the horse got within an arm's length of me, I jumped to the side and grabbed the horse's reins. When I grabbed the horse's reins, she kicked at me twice. The second time she kicked at me, I let go of the horse's reins. At this time, her son drives up on his ATV. When he drove up on the ATV, she yells at him, run his over, kick his. And so I looked at Trevor, because she's yelling his name, that's how I knew his name. I looked at Trevor, he looked at me, and he didn't make a move. That's when she decided to still continue through my property. When she did that, there was some dogs there. One of the dogs stood by me, didn't lay on his back or anything. He just stood there on all fours next to me as they're leaving. I picked the dog up, and I hear her yelling, you can have the dog. So I just continue to walk. I never turned around. All of a sudden, I hear the galloping, and I hear her galloping her horse. I still didn't turn around. She comes and she hits me on the side of my shoulder with her horse. Then she starts grabbing at the dog. At first, I didn't want to let the dog go, so I started turning around. Then she went down, she hit me again, she kicked me, and then she grabbed the horse or the dog by its ears and its head. When she did that, I released the dog because I thought that I feared for the dog, and I feared for my safety too, because, you know, that could really hurt a dog.
Whatever.
So I let the dog go. When I let the dog go, I told her right then, I said, you're trespassing, I want you to get off my property right now. She says, I don't have to, I have every right to be here. Then her son, Trevor, comes up again, gets off his motorbike, and starts walking over towards me. As he's walking towards me, she starts yelling, kick him in the Trevor, kick his. And when Trevor gets about this far from me, I says, Trevor, I'm a professional martial artist. She yells out, he's a martial artist too, kick his.
Trevor, I want you to come up here, Trevor, right here, right near where Bird is.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I'm asking you a question, and I expect the truth. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You don't want me to embarrass you.
No, ma'am.
I have the ability to do that.
Yes, ma'am.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Patricia Reese claims neighbors Freeman and Laura Harden assaulted her and her son. The Hardens claim Patricia and her son were trespassing.
So I have a couple of questions for you, Trevor. I want you to think really hard. You remember that day?
Yes, ma'am.
How many times did your mother curse that day?
I do not.
Look at me and answer my question. How many times? And I want you to just remember, I'm asking you a question, and I expect the truth. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You don't want me to embarrass you.
No, ma'am.
I have the ability to do that.
Yes, ma'am.
How many times did you hear your mother curse that day?
About 4, 5.
Okay. And what curse words did she use? How many times had you been on that particular property riding with your mother before?
Several times.
On your ATV?
Yes, behind the horse.
And it wasn't your intention to have a confrontation with anybody that day?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So you were out just for a pleasant ride?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. When your mother started to curse at Mr. Harden, did you tell her not to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
How many times did you tell your mother not to curse at Mr. Harden?
The first couple.
What did you say to your mother?
I was like, Mom, come on, let's just get out of here. Let's go. It's over.
Mr. Harden hadn't cursed at your mother before she cursed at him. Isn't that right?
I don't know, ma'am.
You didn't hear him?
No, ma'am. I had to turn around on the road.
You didn't hear Mr. Harden curse at your mother before she cursed at him?
Before, no.
Why don't you go have a seat?
May I add something, please?
Nothing. How old are you?
39.
If you live to be as old as I am, you're not going to be as smart as I am.
He had him in the chokehold when I told him
Pay
to
careful attention to what I'm saying to you, madam. You behaved badly.
I was protecting my son and my dog.
No, you instigated an incident, Miss Reyes.
How? I don't understand how.
Well, if you don't understand how, at age 39,
I'm
madam,
in the middle of
I'm
Boonies.
speaking!
Yes, ma'am, I'm sorry.
You may say ma'am to me all you like and butter would melt in your mouth all you like. You instigated a situation with your son present because you have a big, fresh, filthy mouth that you opened up to somebody who may have been overreacting because somebody was trespassing on his property. And he came out to you and he said, "You're trespassing on my property." Now, the correct response to that is, "I didn't know this was private property."
And I did try to leave.
You pay careful attention to me, madam. You opened up a big, fresh, filthy mouth to him. That's what you did. And anybody, the advantage of sitting on a horse, goes to grab their dog, you say, by the bottom part of the throat. He says by the top. You're sitting, I assume, on a big horse.
No, 14.
You sitting on a pony?
Just about, yes.
Can I see your film, please?
You sure may.
I just want to see if this is a pony. That's all I want to see.
He's
Let me see
14
this
too.
pony. I don't want to hear from you.
Are you hitting my husband? Hold on, honey. Hey, I've got this all on video. You guys need to knock it off.
Freeman, don't. I'm recording.
You can't. It's the law to have your dogs on a leash. It's the law.
Freeman, your dogs have to be on a leash because they're not under voice control when you are on a horse. And no, I'm telling you that.
I'm recording.
They have to be on a leash. That's the law.
Freeman, I'm recording her.
Good.
You can sue her.
And that's where I'm leaving. That's the very first incident
All I
when
hear
I'm
you
leaving.
do is screaming. All I hear you do is screaming. I can't make out what you're saying, but I hear you screaming.
Surely not cuss words?
Madam, are you saying to me that your son was lying to me?
I did not call him the word, and I did.
Are you saying to me that your son was lying to me?
No, I'm
Of
not
course
saying I didn't
Miss
cuss
Reyes,
at all.
Miss Reyes, you behaved badly. Stop complaining. How hurt were you?
I had some scratches on my
right.
back of my neck.
This whole incident.
I have county record that it is an easement.
Listen to me very
on record.
Listen to me very carefully, madam. You behaved
I'm not saying
badly. You behaved badly. You instigated an incident where none was necessary. Did you go to the doctor's office or did you go to the hospital?
I belonged to Kaiser. I went to Kaiser.
Did they keep you there?
No.
Did they keep your son there?
No.
Did you take your horse to a vet?
Yes, I did.
Did they keep your horse there?
No, they did not.
Good. Let me go back to you, Mr. Harden. Do you think that you behaved 100% appropriately that day?
Well, ma'am, I had spoken with her before, and I do, as far as the...
I believe that you probably did. Because according to her son, they've ridden on that property numerous times before. Okay? Unfortunately, the way I see your property line, you can start out going down a trail that has nothing to do with your property. Is that right?
Was other people's property.
Shh. Listen to me. I'm not talking about other people. You're not a monitor for everybody else.
Right.
You can start going along a trail that is not your property. In order to get to the other side, you have to pass through your property, and then it's either somebody else's property or county property. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
So what you did was this narrow strip was the strip she went on.
Yes,
All right?
ma'am.
Now, you could have handled that in a variety of ways. When she opened up a big, fresh mouth to you, what could you have done, Mr. Hart? You could have gone back into your house and called the police and made a complaint.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes. She would have been gone by then.
Maybe.
And I had spoken with her on 2 other occasions.
So, Mr. Hart, was it worth it?
No, because we have been very traumatized by this whole situation because she filed a false police report on me, said that I pulled her down off of that horse, and I never pulled that horse down. I don't think it's physically possible for me to pull the horse down to the ground, whether it's right or on it. Also, ma'am, Trevor, like I said, Trevor kicked me, and he punched me, and I grabbed him. No. And when I grabbed him, and I was holding him. I didn't choke him. I never took him off the ground and choked him. I held him because I am a professional martial artist, and I'm responsible. I can be in a lot of trouble.
He was agitated, and his mother was hyping him up.
Yes.
Fortunately for Trevor, he at least went, and I didn't even want to get into the incident with him. It was bad enough that he had to tell me in front of his mother what he did. Tell me. Because that was, I assume, very unpleasant for him to have to tell me that. Isn't that right, Trevor?
Yes, ma'am.
Of course it was. So I'm not putting him in any further box because his mother acted badly. And whatever happened as a result of that, she deserves. Period. End of discussion. What I'm telling you, Mr. Harden, is what you have to do is you have to say, I wasn't injured. You weren't injured.
I had bruises. I didn't.
You weren't injured.
No, I wasn't injured.
You weren't injured.
Bruises.
So
I had those.
what I'm saying to you, Mr. Harden, is could you have handled this situation differently? When I'm talking to what I assume reasonably intelligent people who came across each other on an afternoon, first of the year, New Year's Day, and could your actions that day have prevented a very, very unpleasant experience,
Yes.
which the police refused to pursue, I assume?
Yes, they did refuse it. But they did come up to my house with the siren, and they were intending to arrest me.
They can't turn a siren on.
She drove them to my house.
Mrs. Reyes,
She drove them to my house, ma'am.
you have a bad temper, madam.
He's lying through his teeth.
Mrs. Reyes, you have a bad temper. And I don't believe that you've been 100% honest with me. I think.
The video showed 100% that I tried
The video showed a big horse, not a pony. That's what the video showed, a big horse.
Ask my son, he's 14 too.
I saw it. It's a big horse.
No.
It's not a pony.
I didn't say he was a pony. I'm saying he's 14 too.
What you said to me a moment ago was almost like a pony.
I never said pony. I said he's 14.
Mrs. Reyes, do you hear the groans? I don't want to hear any groans. You have no case. The case is dismissed. Mr. Harden should have acted a little bit differently that day. She clearly instigated this incident, and I don't think that anybody is entitled to any money, financial recovery from anybody else. And the police refused to pursue this matter because they probably believe that you both behaved badly. So do I. Your case is dismissed, as is your counterclaim. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused.
I tried to leave.
She's a very hateful person,
I kicked the horse to leave. That's when he grabbed the dog.
and very vindictive.
I'm not the calmest person in life,
She filed a false police report,
but you can't assault animals and a child.
a fraudulent suit,
I'm going back to the police department
and she is a very hateful person.
to embarrass Mr. Harden.
That one cliche, good fences make good neighbors, that's true.
Case number 162 on the calendar in the matter of Powell versus Root Hoops. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir.
Miss Powell, Mr. Root is your brother.
Yes.
And the co-defendant is his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
You have a lot of pieces to your complaint. The thrust of your complaint is your mother is currently incarcerated, and she's doing a prison term as a result of a conviction for embezzlement.
Mm-hmm.
It is your claim that at some point prior to her being incarcerated, your brother and his girlfriend called you and prevailed upon you to put up bail for your mother.
It was actually my brother and my sister, not his girlfriend.
So your brother called or your sister
Uh-huh.
and asked you to assist in putting up bail money. It would be split 3 ways. You put up the bail money. Your brother hasn't paid you back.
No.
And how much was his share of the bail money?
The total bail was $4,800. Between 3 people is $1,600 apiece. My husband and I were actually on our honeymoon in the Bahamas.
Okay.
When we had gotten the call. So.
Okay. All right, let's deal with the bail first. Then we'll get on to the other things. All right, Mr. Root.
Yes.
Since your girlfriend has... Does she have anything to do with this case?
The only thing she really has to do is the fact that the stuff was stored at my mom's house, and that's where she lives. So that's
At my
where I
house.
involved her in it.
The stuff is
Sit
stored in my
down.
house.
Ms. Hoops, you're not necessary for this case. Case against you is dismissed. $1,600 for the bail money. Did you ask your sister to post bail money?
I did not. It was the actually it was the bail bondsman who actually had called her, was in contact with her. I didn't even know
Just a
the number
second.
of where she was at.
You never agreed?
Oh, no, she says I agreed, but no, I never ever agreed to it. I told her that it was actually me and my little sister. At first, we were trying to acquire a loan to pursue of getting the bail money to get her out. Then all of a sudden, Tammy was gotten in contact with, and yes.
So So you and your sister were trying to get a loan.
Yes.
To get the money together.
Yes, because Tammy was...
Shh. Because Tammy was on her...
honeymoon.
Right. And at the time, Tammy didn't know that your mother needed to get out of...
Of jail, yes.
But you did.
Yes, of course.
And your sister did.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did you go to a bail bondsman?
No, we did not. I was called by a bail bondsman at work.
But somebody was contacted by a bail bondsman.
Yes.
And this bail bondsman, was he at your sister's wedding?
No.
So he had to have some form of telepathy to figure out how to get in touch with her.
I don't know how. Maybe it was my mother's attorney or my mother. I really don't have any clue on. I didn't know
Now,
where
when
she was
you
at or
went
staying
to
or
get
phone
the
number.
money to take out this loan, you were successful or not successful?
No, we tried to do it over the phone, actually, with a company. I not have the best credit, so no, they said no way. And Nicole, my little sister, does not have any credit whatsoever. It's mainly on her husband. So we were denied.
What kind of work do you do?
Construction.
Are you regularly employed?
Yeah.
So, construction people in construction make good money.
Depends on who you work for. A lot of people don't pay you what you actually deserve or what the work that you do for.
Well, do you get what you deserve?
I have just now started
I
currently in the last 2
guarantee you
weeks.
you're going to get what you deserve today.
Okay. I bet I will.
You will.
All right.
Who called you, Miss Powell? And make sure you tell me, who called?
I had messages. I was actually not in my room. When I came home, the light was blinking. I had messages from a bail bonds. I had messages from my sister, and I had messages from my brother.
What did your little sister say to you, Miss Powell?
That Jason was trying to get a loan using her credit and his income because she didn't work at the time.
Tell me about the conversation you had with Jason.
I said, okay, I would put it on my credit card and get it taken care of because if we didn't, it would go into the week and she'd be there all weekend. I didn't want that to happen. I talked with my brother after he had picked my mom up on the phone at her house, and he explained to me that how this is a time that all our family, our siblings should come together. It's not fair for you to burden the cost of everything. We will all split it with you. This is a time that we should be closer as a family, and now's the time, is what I was told.
I did say the closer part.
What?
I did say the closer part, yes. That is a time that what my mother's going through, that we should all pull together and actually become a family since we weren't always all together.
Except when it came to money.
Actually, I didn't have any money at the time. No, Tammy offered to do it, so I never once ever offered to pay her.
She didn't offer. She was called.
She offered. She said, "I'll pay for her," and I thanked her. I was like, "Tammy, thank you. I couldn't come up with the money. Thank you. At least we get our mother back." But it was all on her credit card, and we all were under the assumption that if she didn't get indicted and put into prison, that Tammy would receive a refund, is what we were told.
Is that right?
I was never told anything like that, and my understanding is you never get bail back.
Depends upon what percentage, I guess. There's a formula. Sometimes bail is very often returned.
Oh, it is?
Well, she was indicted on embezzling $650,000, so.
Why aren't you giving your sister back the property? Couch, television set, I think that there's a list of property. I want you to explain why to me.
There's a couple reasons. I was offered to buy them. I was told to sell my old furniture. I was offered to buy them from my mother, and as well as the plaintiff here, my sister.
Okay, fine. According to you, you bought the furniture.
Well, pretty much, yes. Yes, I did. In my belief,
For how
I did.
much? In your belief? I told you you're going to get what you deserve here today.
Of course. Altogether, I believe I bought it for about $1,038.
And how much did you pay your mother?
Oh, I haven't. My mother never paid me for anything, so I haven't paid her nothing.
Just answer my question.
She has not received any money.
So then you didn't buy it. You see, there's not a completed sale.
I kind of did, because I was offered storage money and money that I would give.
That's what I find interesting, Mr. Root. According to what I read here, well, first of all, you can't get your facts straight. You say that you bought the furniture from your mother for $500. And all of a sudden you come up with $1,030. Do you think I'm an idiot?
No, I think
then one of us must be, because in your answer you said you bought it all for $500.
Well, no, okay, that's all I was going to buy it for. Yes.
Well, that's not what you say in your answer.
Well, my answer was that I was supposed to be given $100 a month for the 6 months of storing
Don't get to storage. We're not there yet, okay. Mr. Fast Dance. We are at the point where you swore in your answer that you bought this property from your mother for $500. And now you tell me it's $1,030. I mean, do you just have a problem with numbers?
Not at all.
When did you not tell the truth? When you swore to your answer or a moment ago?
I have not told the truth at all.
Right.
Or I have told the truth, but I have not lied at all whatsoever.
No, you got it right the first time. You're the same Mr. Root who said, now that Mom's in trouble, we all have to pull together as a family. Isn't that what you told me a moment ago?
Yes, and be closer.
And now, in your answer, you say, well, I agreed to buy my mother's stuff, and there was a lot more stuff that I had of hers, and I told her that she could leave her stuff here for $100 a month. My mother owes me $500 for storage, and therefore, we're even, because I agreed to pay $500 for the stuff, but she owes me $500 for storage, and therefore, your mother doesn't make that much making license plates in prison, sir.
No, it was way before she went to prison, ma'am. This was about 4 months before she even went to prison. It was back in November of last year.
November of last year, she agreed to pay you for storage. This is the same lady who couldn't come up with $4,800 bail. Is that what you're telling me?
I don't think she had any money at the time. She ended up gambling it all away, I believe. My mother had a serious problem with gambling. She was at the casino
Mr. Root,
8 hours a day.
do you understand the ridiculousness of your position?
Not really, no.
Well, I'm going to explain it to you. First, you wanted to be a helpful member of the family, and then you're charging your mother to store some property in your house, $100 a month, and therefore you're charging that off against money that you promised to pay her.
After Tammy became vindictive like this, yes.
What do you mean after Tammy?
Well, I was going to pay for my mother's car. I ended up paying Tammy $518 for it. About 2 weeks later, she comes, takes it from my driveway.
Okay, so let me deal with you first, saying that I believe your sister when she says that you agreed to split your mother's bail 3 ways. So that's $1,600 her team. You will return all of your mother's property 5 days from today to your sister. Okay? Then we have an issue of a car. Now, I didn't quite understand the car issue, but I assume you're going to tell that to me very quickly, Miss Powell. Let me hear it.
The car he was supposed to return. My mom had written him a letter before.
Return to whom?
To the finance company, because she owed money on the vehicle.
Okay.
He was supposed to call the finance company, have the car turned in. He took it upon himself to drive the car, and he drove it for almost 2 months. Come to find out, he had no insurance, no nothing on the vehicle.
So what's the damage?
When I got the car back, it was wrecked. There was $230 that I had paid for the rear suspension to be fixed, and I have estimates between $785 up to $1,200 for the body damage.
Where is the car now?
The car now is with my sister-in-law.
Forget it. What's next?
Okay, there's a computer system that was also at my brother's house.
You said that was scratched.
No, no, no. It was ruined, completely ruined.
And I don't know how it was before. Next.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
And later today.
So you were having a party where there was illegal drinking going on in your room.
I do have proof that she was the one that, before the beer was poured over the computer, it punched me in the face and was going insane.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Tamara Powell says her brother, Jason Root, owes for his share of their mother's bail and for the return of her belongings.
I do find that among all the other things that your sister wants in her pipe dreams, she is entitled to $1,600, which is 1/3 of the bail that was posted for your mother, because I do believe that you said to her, we're all going to pitch in together and we're all going to act as a family, and you shouldn't be totally responsible for Mom's bail. So I find that you do owe her $1,600. Judgment is for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,600. That's all.
Why is that excused? Step out, please.
Bail money, I mean, that's my mother's responsibility. She did the crime. She deserves the time. She's a convict. She's a criminal.
His greed of wanting things that don't belong to him took over and became more important than a relationship with his mother.
Tammy feels guilty about being involved in my mother's crimes from the very beginning. I believe Tammy helped my mother embezzle the whole $650. She knew about it the whole time. I know that. It was going through a joint account between both of them. Tammy was the first one brought in before my mother was even brought in.
I guess maybe it's probably his way of saying more vindictive things, and you know, here you're on TV, so he'd probably like to say what he can.
I have my father and my little sister and my aunt and all them, but don't really care about Tammy and my mother that much.
I choose not to have a family. I don't participate in drugs and alcohol and stuff, and that's kind of the side that he's on, so I choose not to have that anyways. Relationship is fine just the way it is.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Schultz versus Minks. Step forward, please.
18-year-old college student Brad Schultz is suing his former friend, 18-year-old student Kelly Minks, for spilling beer on his computer during a party in his dorm room.
Mr. Schultz, where do you go to school, sir?
The University of the Pacific.
Where is that?
That's in Stockton, California.
You board there?
Not really. I play baseball for the school's team.
Oh, what year are you in?
I was a freshman. I'm now going to be a sophomore.
Mr. Schultz, do you know what the word board means?
Yes, I do now. Yes, I lived in the dorm rooms at University of the Pacific.
Somebody whispered what it means. I wasn't interested in what you play and what sports you play. God, I feel like jaywalking. According to your complaint, the defendant, who was your former roommate's girlfriend, spilled beer all over your laptop. You wanted to replace the laptop computer because it's ruined. She says that it was you or your friends during some sort of drunken party caused the laptop to get ruined. You want to tell me when this happened, Mr. Schultz?
It was April 18th.
Okay. Were you having a party in your room?
Yes, we were.
How many people were in your room?
There was around 11.
Now, what makes you think that Ms. Minks ruined your laptop?
Would you like me to go ahead and tell you the whole story of the night, or?
No, I don't want to have to guess, Mr. Schultz. I just want you to tell me what makes you think that she hurt your laptop.
Well,
I'm not interested in the whole party, sir. A lot of people in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. And everybody's drinking.
At the time that
And everybody's drinking.
Not everybody.
Half of the people were drinking.
Sure.
And you're not allowed to drink in the dorm rooms, is that right?
I don't believe so.
is not an answer.
I do not believe so.
Correct. So you were having a party where there was illegal drinking going on in your room. And a whole bunch of people, some of whom were drinking and some of whom were watching. Now, could we get to the proof that you have that Miss Minks caused the damage to your laptop?
Okay. The only two in the room at the time that the computer was found broken were them two.
Okay. And approximately what time was this?
This was 2:30 in the morning.
And what time did the party end?
I left the party, leaving behind them two and some of their friends. I returned that night at 2:30 in the morning and found just them two alone in the room.
Yes.
So I came down, sat down, and used my computer. And they asked me to leave. They said they wanted some privacy, and I said okay, and I left for a half hour. I went right across the hall, and I came back a half hour, and the door was locked. And so I started knocking on the door, telling her that I wanted to come in my room, and they were both saying, no, you're not coming in. Go sleep in the study lounge down the hall. And I wasn't about to go sleep in the study lounge, so I just continued to knock, and finally I started having...
Mr. Schultz, is what you're telling me, sir, that you came in and used your computer at 2:30 in the morning?
Yes, I did.
How come you didn't put that in your complaint, sir?
Excuse me?
How come you didn't write that in your complaint, Mr. Schultz? Miss Minks, did Mr. Schultz come back to the room at 2:30 and sit down and use his computer for a half hour?
Nope. What happened?
Just answer my question. Are you the roommate?
Yes.
Stand up. Name?
Ben Hatch.
Mr. Hatch, did Mr. Schultz come back to the room at 2:30 in the morning and use the computer for a half hour?
Well, the first thing he did, it was already locked, and we were watching a movie. And what he did, he came in, grabbed pistachio nuts, stuffed them down his shirt, and that's all I remember. And then after that, we told him to leave. That's why we wanted him to leave.
You answer my question.
I never saw him touch the computer.
Right, because he didn't come in to use the computer. Sit down.
Your Honor, I have a witness that saw me sit down and use the computer.
Let me see the witness.
Is a statement from him.
I don't take statements from a witness.
Okay, well...
And if you thought it was important enough to get a statement from a witness who saw that, sir, or from a friend of yours, then you would have put it in your complaint. So you didn't sit down and use the computer at 2:30 in the evening. No, I don't believe, Mr. Schultz, that you used the computer at 2:30.
Your Honor,
Let's start with that. I don't believe you used the computer.
I used the computer, Your Honor, and I'm sorry that you don't believe me. I'm under oath here, and I'm telling you the truth.
And I'm telling you, I don't believe you used the computer, Mr. Schultz. I believe you came back and tried to get back into your room, and they wouldn't let you back into the room. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you saying that I would not notice that there was beer poured all over my computer when I returned?
I'm saying, sir, that you have no proof that she poured the beer on your computer.
I do have proof that she was the one that, before the beer was poured over the computer, it punched me in the face and was going insane.
Listen to me. You have no proof that she poured beer on your computer. That's what you're suing for. Laptop computer. And you don't have proof that she did it. Sorry, Mr. Schultz. Don't have it. Shouldn't have beer parties in your dorm room. Goodbye.
Why is that excused? Step out, please.
He was harassing me, abusively harassing me in the hallway, calling me vulgar names.
There were...
Knew that there was a period of time when your son really needed you to be either a full-time custodian or there a good deal of the time. Isn't that right, Miss Murphy?
He was a very good father, and I give him, my hat goes off to him.
Right. Now, what I assume happened at some point, you met your new wife. Are you married now?
No, a fiancé.
You have a girl. You have a fiancé.
Yes, ma'am.
With whom you have children.
Yes, I have 2 boys, yes.
With your fiancé.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You're not quite ready to make a commitment to get married? Is
Right
that the
now, we're
idea?
trying to
Just
get-
the children are okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So you have a fiancé and you have 2 little children and things get kind of busy. Your son is with his mother more often than he's with you. She's taking you now to court for child support. You haven't paid child support in a while.
I'm not working at all, so therefore, certain people have told me that I don't have to pay child support if I don't have it. I'm only collecting disability.
What is the nature of your disability?
Right now,
You can't even say it with a straight face. Try saying it with a straight face, how you're disabled. Try telling me how somebody who's how tall? 6 foot tall?
6 foot tall. I'm
Standing
a donor
in front of me.
patient, ma'am.
What?
I'm a donor patient for my brother who has a kidney disease, so I have high blood pressure. So right now, I'm basically just relaxing, trying to keep my blood pressure down.
Everybody who has high blood pressure stops working. Half the country would be unemployed.
Well, at this time, I can't give a kidney if I have high blood pressure.
How long have you been preparing yourself to be a donor?
I've been preparing myself for the past month and a half.
And how long have you been unemployed?
Since April. No, I'm sorry. I'm going to say after June.
Were you paying any child support before June?
The last time I made child support payment was $300, $360 for whatever reason they needed.
When?
June of 2000.
Somebody who's got such high blood pressure shouldn't strain themselves and have all these children.
Oh, it ain't about the children, ma'am. It's about the people around me. If it
Children
wasn't for her
create... Listen
daughter
to me.
and
No,
her,
no, 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 no.
I'll be all
Mr.
right.
Hart, making babies makes your heart go faster, right?
Yeah, it does.
Maybe you should stop straining yourself. Mr. Hart, look, you were making payments to Miss Murphy over a long period of time.
I was helping her out due to the fact she helped me out.
Just a second. You were making payments to her in the amount of $100 a month.
No.
You're in between a rock and a hard place, sir. If you say you weren't making payments to her, you're not going to get credit for any of those payments.
Well, I would say it wasn't a month. I was giving her whatever I had due to the fact she helped me out when I had my son.
I mean, she's lying about that?
Oh, it's a lot of things she was lying about.
Yes, I'll hear you.
I have no reason to stand up here and lie. I have a detailed journal of everything, all the accounting on this.
Let me see. Let me take a look at it. Just a second.
I extracted this information from the tape. But more importantly, my daughter owes me money, and I have the same tape on her.
Your Honor, she failed to realize until with the $2,700 she gave me for the circumstances why the $2,700 was given.
Tell me about it.
I didn't ask for the $2,700. I picked my son up from school one day, and he had a lot of bruises on his buttocks and his legs. And I didn't know what to do. So therefore, I took him over to Miss Murphy, and she told me, well, this is what you need to do.
Would you please just explain to me what the $2,700 was for?
It was for the attorney fees.
Is that correct?
No, that is not correct. He has conjured up lies and had other people call my daughter's house, leaving threatening messages, and have alluded to me giving him money. When I lent him the money, I had no idea what it was for. I didn't ask. My concern is that you pay it back to me.
Your Honor, why was the attorney fees $2,700? Why did she exactly give me $2,700?
Let me see the bill for $2,700 from the attorney.
I don't have everything, but this is...
I just tell you, I don't
Here
need
you go, right
everything.
here.
The base,
The
most
the
of this money that she claims that you owe her is, according to you, the attorney's fees.
Yes, ma'am.
This says balance as of 10/13, $1,034.
Let me find this other letter, ma'am, so I can show you that they gave me actually back. After the case was over, they gave me $700 back, but I don't have that form with me at this time.
I want to see where the original bill was for $2,700, the retainer.
No, they asked for a retaining fee of $2,700.
Show me.
Okay, ma'am, okay, relax. I don't have that at this time, Your Honor. I had a letter showing that this is what they gave me back. Oh, here it is. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry.
At the time that this happened back in 1997, you saw bruises on the child's body. I
Yes,
assume
ma'am.
that you were infuriated. Is that right?
I made a police report. A DCFS came out of the house, did an investigation on me. They also did investigation on the school.
Just answer my question.
Yes, ma'am.
You needed money for an attorney. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you didn't have the money right then and there to
I
give
didn't
to the
have all
lawyer.
of it, no, ma'am.
Good. And there is nothing that you can show me where you paid this lawyer a retainer of $2,700.
Not at this time. You can see
Right,
that
because
list
all
right
this
there.
other stuff you gave me says nothing about $2,700.
Well, if I had it, I would sure give it to you.
Because what it shows is that there are different amounts that you paid off different amounts at different times, not $2,700 at one fell swoop.
Well, actually, I wish I had.
Actually.
I don't have that. No.
Of course you don't have it because, sir, let me explain something
Because I
to
wasn't
you.
prepared to bring that information in court, sir. But
Well,
if we...
Mr. Hart, I don't know why you weren't prepared to do that, sir, because that is your answer, that you used this $2,700 for an attorney. So it would seem to me, with all the other paperwork that you brought, you would have brought that one document showing you took the $2,700 from the plaintiff and you paid the attorney with it. That's the one document that I would have.
Yes, one document I wish I had.
Oh, well, that's too bad. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,538. And let me tell you what I'm taking off.
Okay.
Taking off the $100 you were foolish enough to give him to gamble.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
You may step out.
Stabbed me in the back like she stabbed her daughter in the
And
back.
it wasn't even about the money that he didn't owe her any money. It was about me having harassment suit from her daughter and her so that he would not be able to see his son.
Justice prevailed. It just isn't paid a lot.
And now the next case.
All parties on Bose versus Fritz. Step forward, please.
33-year-old business owner Nicholas Bose is suing his ex-girlfriend, 36-year-old bartender Karen Rose Fritz, for an unpaid truck loan and rent. Karen is countersuing for damaged clothes and jewelry.
Mr. Bose, according to your complaint, you and the defendant dated for a while. You made a loan to her of about $400 for a car.
Yes.
The relationship terminated. You claim she not only owes you the money for the car, but owes you for a month's rent.
Right.
She says that the money for the car was not a loan, but a gift, and that you had thrown her out of the apartment, and therefore there was no reason for her to pay rent in an apartment where she was not living.
Correct.
She has, however, a counterclaim. She indicates that you vandalized some of her property and retained some of her property. Tell me about the circumstances surrounding this loan for her car.
My friend here had a van for sale and she wanted it, so I told her I would lend her the money, and when she got her taxes back, she was supposed to pay me back.
Was that the arrangement?
Yes.
So, Ms. Fritz, you tell me your version of the conversation surrounding this $400 for the van.
I was waiting for my paycheck to come, and I told him I would pay for it, but he said as long as he had the money, he would pay for it for me.
You think that he said that as long as he had the money, he perceived that you were going to have a long-term future together?
Yeah.
So don't you think it's right that you return this $400 to him since you were going to pay for it anyway?
I don't feel I should have to.
Okay. Now tell me about the rent on the apartment.
She was supposed to be paying $300 a month. I have a copy of the lease here, and in regards to the van, Karen filed a restraining order on me. There's the lease. Sir?
He wants to.
If you look under tab 4, her testimony in court, she says, I do not deny owing him the $400.
You did say that.
Correct. I don't deny owing him the money, but when I went over to...
Well, you denied it today. What is this month's rent you're suing her for?
Karen, in November, almost died from drinking. April 1st, I went to the bar. She was drinking, and she got mad at me because I gave Don another $60 that we owed him on the van. She started yelling at me, screaming at me. She just lost control. And then she went and spent the night at her ex-boyfriend's house. I did not kick her out. she chose to go live with this other guy.
Had you moved into this apartment together, sir?
No.
You're going to continue to pay the rent and live there because you want to stay there.
Yes.
Okay. Now let me hear about your counterclaim.
I went to pick up some clothing, and he said that he threw outside. And on there was a note that said, it was my old marriage license. It was a bad word that we don't want to say. And then I looked at the clothing when we got back to the house, and it was either bleached or it was cut up, and then there was jewelry that was ran over.
Did you?
Ma'am?
Yes.
No, ma'am, I did not. If you look on tab 6, in her testimony, she says Lakewood police came with her, and they saw that the clothes were torn up but did not make a report. They didn't make a report because it didn't happen. Her clothes were fine.
You have the clothes with you?
Yes, I do.
Let me see them.
They were fine when I set them out there.
No, I'm sorry.
That's why Lakewood police did not make a report over it.
What's this jewelry box that you have here?
He had pulled into the parking lot where I work and proceeded to get out, and then he backed up and left. That was the remainder of what was left in the parking lot after he had left.
That's untrue, Your Honor. She had Lakewood police come question me that day, and she told them I was on videotape in the parking lot, and I was not on it when they went and reviewed the tape.
You know about that?
It's a revolving tape. It doesn't actually...
Whatever. Was he on the tape?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Take these old clothes.
This is what was on the clothing when he left.
I did not write that on there, Your Honor.
Whatever. Even if you did, that clothing that's in that box is not worth very much. Certainly not worth $1,000 that you're suing for.
Yeah.
Trust me. Do you claim that he also has jewelry that belongs to you?
Yes, I do.
What jewelry?
It was a teardrop earring that he will not give me back because of this suit that we have going on.
The only thing I have of hers is a VCR and some dishes that I kept until she paid me the money.
What about this piece of jewelry? Where did you leave that?
That was left in a jewelry box, along with 2 rings that I just bought.
Well, how did you get your clothes? Basic clothes.
That's it.
You never got any other clothes that were there? I mean, that's all the clothes
No, that's all I have. He's got the rest of his house.
Is this the only thing that you put on the porch, this little box?
No.
It's not?
No.
You must have had lots of clothes. You have
Right.
coats, you have jackets.
Right.
Right?
I put everything.
Well, where's the rest of that stuff?
All I got, this is a basket. That is all I got.
I put all of her clothes on the porch. I put her son's clothes on the porch.
No, you didn't.
A few things.
Just
of her...
a minute. Miss Fritz, I cannot believe that you did not get back son's clothes, son's things, underwear. I don't believe that. I don't believe it for a minute.
Can I say something?
Sure. Who are you?
Don Thomas. I'm the one who sold him the minivan.
Yes.
There's also a $240 balance on the minivan that I've never received.
Sure.
I was hoping the rings were worth more than $240. That way I could get my money.
Why?
Maybe she could
Where are
give
the
me
rings?
her rings.
Where are the rings?
I don't know. Maybe she could give them to me so I can get the rest of my money for my minivan.
This is not one-stop shopping. If you feel as if she still owes you money for a van, you have to go to court, as he did, and file a complaint. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Your rent, you'll take care of. But you are owed $460. As far as your counterclaim is concerned, I do not believe that those items were the only items you retrieved from the plaintiff's home.
I have a copy of the police report that was written from that day that was here.
Sure, I'll take a look at it.
And I had 2 witnesses to verify that that's all that I had.
So where are they?
The kids.
Where are they?
They
Where are your
couldn't come
witnesses?
today. So I brought the one that saw the jewelry being run over in the parking lot.
Well, you reported this to the police a week and a half after you allegedly picked up your clothes. Your current boyfriend said somebody threw a paintball at his car and he saw a red convertible. And you told the police that some time ago you found that some of the articles had been cut up. So you did not report this to the police at the time you allegedly found it. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. If somebody cut up all my clothes, did not return my clothes, I would have been on the phone that day. We understand each other?
Yes.
Good. Now, step up. You want to tell me about what you saw, about jewelry?
I saw red convertible pull into the parking lot. It stopped, backed up, pulled forward again, pulled out of the lot, and went west.
Mm-hmm.
About
10 minutes later, a patron came into the bar, said, I found this jewelry. I went out to the parking lot and spent approximately 2 hours picking up jewelry that was scattered across the parking lot.
Did you ever drop jewelry off at the parking lot?
No, ma'am.
What kind of car do you drive?
A red convertible.
Uh-huh.
But everybody's seen it up there. If I was doing that, ma'am, I would be on the videotape.
Maybe there's a good reason that you both have restraining orders. This jewelry here isn't worth $1,000.
Well,
I let my grandchildren play.
value,
I let my grandchildren play with this stuff. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $460. Ms. Fritz, I do not believe that you have any other items in his house other than your VCR and your dishes, neither of which you're suing for. Do you want them?
Yes, I do.
Good. Within 5 days, you'll make an arrangement to go and pick up with a police officer VCR and your dishes. The dishes are to be in one piece, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
VCR, too. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
The only thing I gotta say is when you lie in court, you get caught.
He'd think I'd come crawling back to him, that he still wants me, but can't have me.
I've always taken care of her, and she never wants to pay anything back or take any responsibilities.
At least now he's out of my life.
I wasn't gonna watch her die from drinking.
As parties have been sworn in, Judge, you may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Mr. Stries, the defendant is your former wife.
Correct.
How long were you married?
All together, about 6 years.
And you have a child together?
Correct.
Boy or a girl?
Girl.
And you have custody of that child?
Correct.
And Mrs. Stries has a child from a previous relationship.
Mm-hmm.
How old is that child?
9.
And you also have physical custody of that child?
That's true.
And how long have you had physical custody of both children?
Both children, about 2.5 years, maybe a little bit longer.
Is that when the two of you separated 2.5 years ago?
No, we actually separated in August of '99. And then when we separated, a short amount of time went by, and then she left the area with Felicia and Cameo to Arizona. And then I flew down and got the children in her and drove back in her car. And from that point on, I've had the children.
Did she remain with you?
No, she stayed about 2 months, and then she drove back.
Leaving you with both children?
Correct.
And you've had them ever since?
Yes.
Your lawsuit says that your former wife receives child support for the older child.
Correct.
From the older child's father.
That's right.
And you have not gotten that money.
No.
And the child's been in your custody. So you are suing her for that money.
Correct.
Not child support that she should pay you for your daughter and her daughter.
No.
She doesn't pay you any child support, I assume.
Well, she's starting to now. There's an order in place.
But prior to that,
Yeah.
she hadn't given you any support for your daughter.
No.
And she hadn't given you the support money that she collects for Cameo.
No.
And that's what your lawsuit is for. Not for the support for your daughter
No.
for the last
That's
2.5
right.
years, but only for the money that she collects from Cameo's father.
That's right.
Mrs. Stries says that you agreed to let her keep that money because she gave up spousal support. That's your defense. Is that right?
Yeah, yes.
How much were you collecting for the 2 years that Cameo was in Mr. Stries' custody?
Well, it's originated as $239 a month, and then, but if he didn't work a whole month, then, you know, I only got a portion of that. So it was generally about $185 a month.
You want to explain to me, Ms. Stries, what your defense is this about waiving spousal support? Tell me about it.
Okay, well, this all started, I needed to get into acquaintance with my biological father after my mother died. And I tried to get Jason to move to Arizona a few times, and he didn't seem too anxious to do that. And I started going through depression and all kinds of feelings of loss and stuff, and I was not myself at all. And I decided that I needed to go be with my family and get to know my biological father. Well, I moved in with my biological father with my 2 children, and I didn't realize that I was walking into a life of hell. I basically moved into a house that was full of drugs. I didn't know this until after I got to Arizona. You know, I mean, I was unaware of it at all. And I got to Arizona, and the house was just,
Okay,
you know,
so it was a
people
bad
coming.
situation.
Very
So-
bad. And I
That was 1999.
Right, I was very stuck.
Let's fast
there.
forward.
I was very stuck because my car broke down and I couldn't work. And so I decided that, you know, I started getting into the drugs, and I decided that
the best thing for me to do for my children were to bring them back to their dad.
Good.
Because
So
I
that's
knew
what
he
you
was
did.
a good father.
That's what you did.
Right. But I had to go back down to Arizona to testify to a hearing down there.
About what?
About a drug situation that went on in the house.
Let's get to your defense to this action.
Okay. The reason I haven't
The
sent
reason
him
you
the
kept the
checks,
money
right,
is
because he was telling me to go ahead and keep them because he said that he wanted his wife to be supported by some kind of money.
That's not true. You got to understand, it was a little bit of a precarious situation because I had custody of a daughter that I'm not a biological parent for, and under her situation that she was currently involved with, I was afraid to force the issue because the father might step in, and I had no contact with him. For a long time, he had no idea that I had the kids.
What you're suggesting is that you felt threatened that either the biological father or the defendant would come back to take Cameo if you pressed the issue of the money.
Very much.
Is that right?
I was very, very frightened of that, yes.
Very good. Then what changes that now?
I've spoke with the father, and he knows what's going on.
Then you should have spoken to him before, Mr. Strize. I was very sympathetic for you when I read your papers, and I said he's absolutely entitled to that money. But if what you're telling me is for 2.5 years you decided to forego that, it's not fair now to say, well, I spoke to the father, he's well aware of the situation, he doesn't want custody, and therefore I can go against her for the money. That's really what you're doing.
That's
right?
correct.
Well, you can't do that. That's unfair.
That's unfair?
Yes, it's unfair. If you had put her on notice immediately and said, I want the money that you want, put your hand down. I want the money that you're getting for Cameo, because that's the right thing to do.
I see your point.
You do see my point.
I see your point.
And if you didn't do that because you wanted to keep things quiet and you lulled her into the sense of, well, I'm going to be able to keep this money because he wants to keep things quiet. I mean, the fact
That's
is,
not true.
who are you?
I'm sorry.
Who are you?
My name is Donna.
Who are you to this?
I'm a witness.
Who
to
are
the
you
plaintiff.
to this case?
I'm a witness to the plaintiff.
Are you his girlfriend?
I guess you can call me that.
I'm not interested in hearing from you. Didn't I make that clear by not acknowledging you?
That's a lie.
Do you understand what I just said?
Yes, I do.
And I want to explain something further to you. These are not your 2 children.
That's correct.
Don't get involved. Do you understand?
They live with me.
I don't care. Don't get involved.
Fine.
That's a big mistake. It's between these 2 people, not you. So you get my point?
I get your
You
point.
lulled her into a false sense of security, and I don't care how much she's given you this prodding and say you got to get the money back from her. The smart thing to do is nothing. Now she's sending support. The father is aware of the situation. You want to sue him for support, fine.
To him?
Yes, of course.
For back support?
No,
Okay.
prospective.
Okay.
Back support you pay.
All right. That's going on right now.
Fine. Good. Then, as far as the other money is concerned, it's gone. Kiss it to God. It never happened. We understand each other?
Yes.
Good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
It's not her fault you got involved with the drug
No, it's
culture and
not.
people who commit murder and people who sell drugs and are trying to put your life back in order. An innocent person shouldn't have to suffer because of what a guilty person did.
And later today,
When were you divorced?
It was during summertime.
I know the hour and the second.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Jason Strize claims ex-wife Charla Strize owes for the cost to support her child. Jason says he has custody because Charla has a drug problem.
Now, let's get to your nonsense counterclaim. I'll hear you. 30 seconds.
It is nonsense. I personally, I'm just trying to get back on my feet. And I've been trying to do that since I came back in August. And I had to go down to Arizona for another situation that I was in. Someone killed someone with a knife of mine, and I had to go testify.
Ms. Strize, are your 2 daughters in a good situation for them?
Well, yes
The
and
answer
no.
is they are.
Yes
The
and
answer
no.
is they are.
Right.
In a good situation for them. Stable? Certainly your younger daughter is going to stay with her father. There isn't any question about that unless some family court judge has not eaten a full breakfast. And you should, as the child's mother, have reasonable contact with this child.
Right.
Cameo's a different story.
Right.
The law is more complicated with regard to Cameo because Cameo is not Mr. Strye's biological child. However, I am sure that a court will look at the facts in this case and could very well determine that there are extenuating circumstances. The fact that you are the child's biological parent is not necessarily dispositive of the issue.
Right.
Which, in all probability, should happen because these two little girls have spent their lives together. And to pull one away would be really cruel. And you don't want to be a cruel
That's
parent.
why I don't have her now. Because
Right.
when I came back, I could have taken her. Because there was no law and order set in that he got custody of her.
Does he now have a legal order of temporary custody?
He does at the moment, yes.
Good.
But that was because I did not want to pull her away from her sisters or her dad.
Well, what I'm telling you is you think long and hard. You know, an innocent person shouldn't have to suffer because of what a guilty person did. And your daughter Cameo has been with her sister her whole life.
Right.
This is the only family she knows.
Right.
It's not her fault you got involved with the drug
No, it's
culture and
not.
people who commit murder and people who sell drugs and are trying to put your life back in order. May take you another year or so to do that, and that would be half of her life that she spent.
Right.
So
I'm sorry.
you have to think of what the child's best interests involve. The child's best interest probably involves spending at least her minority with Mr. Strye's, with seeing you regularly if you get your life together.
Right.
That's why you're supposed to
I
do
have-
nothing to interfere with that.
I have a lot of evidence that I've
I'm
been
not
getting my
interested
life in order.
I'm not interested in evidence. As long as you started out by saying to me, Mrs. Strye, that your counterclaim for emotional distress was nonsense, I'm willing to accept that because I don't
Okay.
have to deal with nonsense. Mr. Strye's, it looks to me as if you've done the right thing, like you've acted responsibly, like you're doing a good job with these two girls, like everything is calm. That's the way you got to keep them, right?
That's right.
You're getting support now from her, just started.
Just started,
You're going to
yep.
get support from Cameo's father,
Correct.
as long as he's still in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Good. What?
He's making my recovery impossible. He's never letting me see my kids when he's supposed to. He's
Just a
changing the
second.
days.
You have a court order for visitation?
Not with my oldest daughter because it's just a temporary thing. And I was supposed to be visiting her on Wednesdays and Saturdays until I got through my treatment. I'm through with my treatment now.
Do you now have an order of visitation for both of your girls?
No. Well, see, one thing that happened is the divorce finalization went on, and I never even knew it was happening.
What you have to do, Mrs. Strye, is seek a court order of visitation.
Okay.
Let me tell you what's going to happen when you seek a court order of visitation with both girls. They will assign a law guardian, and a good judge will assign a law guardian to represent the interests of both children. And it may be that especially your older daughter, maybe your younger one too, going to involve a period of time of adjustment, seeing you with a therapist, seeing you under controlled circumstances, getting to know that they can rely on every Wednesday or every Saturday seeing their mother. If their father is a smart man, and I think he is, he has to understand that growing up without any contact with their mother is a very bad thing for them long term. Now, you may get some flack from that from your girlfriend, but I'm telling you that's being short-sighted if that happens, because long-term children should not feel deserted by a parent. They can understand as they get older that their mother may have had a drug problem, and that she's cleaned it up, and that she did the best that she could for them by letting them stay with you, but she still loves them and she's still in their life. That's what's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
That may be taking a hard swallow on your part. You understand?
I understand exactly what you're saying.
Okay, good. I somehow thought you would. You need a set order, not something that you work out together. You need an order of the court that says, this is when you go, this is when you pick them up, this is when you drop them off, this is when you see them, this is a therapist that you're going to see them with, so that you have some understanding. He should not interfere with your recovery, but you have to be proactive. Okay?
Yeah.
Good. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She is in the children's life right now.
I would like my children back with me.
I understand she has problems,
That my kids get what they need.
and I have hopes that she'll work those out,
And they get to be with both of their parents
and that eventually everything will go a lot more peacefully.
without all this riffraff in the middle.
She's claiming that I'm making things hard for her.
I mean, he used to be my best friend. you know?
I really do believe that she's made it hard on herself.
He claimed to have been, and now he seems like my enemy almost.
My hope that things will continue to improve.
I want to be in my children's life, you know?
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Berardi versus Berardi. Step forward, please.
Fleet manager John Berardi is suing his ex-wife, homemaker Lisa Berardi, for an unpaid loan for their son's legal fees. Lisa claims the money was John's idea.
Mr. Berardi, the defendant is your former wife. According to your complaint, you say that she owes you $950 for legal fees that were incurred by your 14-year-old son. 14-year-old son evidently got a hold of a BB gun, and he shot the BB gun while he was in his mother's custody. Was anybody injured?
No.
Some property damage?
A hole in a window.
Okay. He was arrested, and you claim that his mother borrowed the money from you to pay for a lawyer. You want the money back? Okay. When were you divorced?
When were we divorced? I don't remember the date.
I asked the question.
I don't
you
remember.
Don't remember. She'll remember. When were you divorced?
89.
What month?
It was during the summertime, about June, July.
I know the hour and the second. In any event, sometime during the summer of 1989. So your son was very young at the time because he's 14 years now. Do you share custody of him?
Yes.
Do either of you pay support?
No.
You each take care of him when you have him?
Yes, ma'am.
So to say, yes.
What do you mean that's so to say? I don't understand that.
Well, he resides with me.
And he was visiting with you? Where'd he get the BB gun from?
A friend of mine. We borrowed the BB guns so we can take them up to Pennsylvania by my brother's house.
Okay. Tell me about the loan, sir.
After I got the letters from the court stating that he had to be defended by an attorney, I called around, and the cheapest attorney I could find was $1,000. Since I was not receiving any child support, it was very difficult for me to have to spend that kind of money. I called his mother, and I told her the only way I could do it is if I took the money from a credit card. She told me that she would pay me the full amount for the attorney. She would give me $50 to $100 a month when she could, and every time I asked, she never seemed to have the money for it. Finally, she told me that she would give it to me from her tax return this year, and when that came in, she had to use it for something else. So, again, I didn't receive any money. I just felt like I was being taken advantage of, so I had to file the claim.
Go ahead.
I don't feel that I owe him.
No, the question is, did he call you and tell you about the attorney?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Well, tell me about your version of your recollection of that conversation.
When he called, he told me that he needed an attorney for my son and that the cheapest was $1,000. I did not have $1,000 or $500 to give him. And I said, let me find out and see if I can do it through legal aid. But because my son resides with his father was held responsible for that. So I said, okay, at least I tried. He asked me, for me to pay him. And at the time, I wound up getting laid off at my job. I was on unemployment. I was backed up with bills. I could not afford to pay it. I did say to him that when I would get my unemployment, I would, give him some money. When my unemployment came in, it wasn't what I was expecting. So I could not afford, because I've been backed up. I'm backed up with bills. Now I'm on disability.
What's the nature of your disability?
I fell and I broke my tailbone, and I have 4 herniated and ruptured discs.
You owe him the money, and you're going to pay him the money, and I'm going to tell you why. You're getting a free ride. You haven't paid him child support.
He waived that. I support my child when he's by me.
No. He may not pursue you for child support, but that doesn't mean that you're not getting a freebie, madam. Just because you're the mother and he's the father and he happens to have custody of the child, the law is gender blind. We don't see mother, father, we just see 2 parents. And each parent is responsible for the child's support. And you've been getting away with it for a long time. So, I believe that you said to him, when I get my money, I'll help you out as best I can, and he relied on that. And how much was the lawyer, $950?
The lawyer was $1,000.
Well, you're suing for $950 because she gave you $50.
She gave me $50, yes. Right.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $950. Consider yourself lucky. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I couldn't afford it.
I just want to put the matter behind us and move forward.
I just told him whenever I had the money.
We have to parent our child together, and
if I can afford to give it to him, I would.
We have to do that respectfully.
case number 521 on the calendar in the matter of Henriksen versus Mitchell. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. You're welcome. Have a seat, sir.
Ms. Henriksen, you purchased a used car from the defendant who was a friend of your boyfriend's, according to what I've read. This car was purchased some time ago. You gave him a down payment, and then there were a series of circumstances. In any event, he took the car back. You want what you paid in on the car, or the car.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Mitchell says that you didn't abide by the terms of your contract with him, even though it was a verbal contract. And he really got shafted because a car that was once valuable, he had to ultimately get rid of for a lot less money. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. When did you purchase this car from him, Ms. Henriksen?
I purchased it in about late July of 2001.
And what kind of car was it?
It was a 1991 Pontiac Firebird.
And what was the agreed upon purchase price?
$4,500.
So far, is all of that correct?
Yes.
And you gave him a down payment?
Yes, ma'am. $1,500.
What were the payment terms?
The payment terms were going to be agreed upon the amount it was going to be based on what I was making. I was working as a telemarketer, and so I was unsure of the paychecks I was going to be getting. So he agreed to give me a couple months to get settled in my job so I would have an average paycheck so I could make adequate payments.
Did you start making payments to him?
No, ma'am.
Did not?
No.
Tell me why.
I was unsuccessful as a telemarketer in the state of California, and I decided it was best for me to move to Idaho, where I'm originally from. At that time, I had found work in a heartbeat, and I was willing to make payments at that time.
Just a second. So in October, you did not make any payments as you promised?
No, ma'am.
So you breached the contract?
Yes, ma'am.
There you go. Breached the contract. You left that out of your papers. He's not, let me explain something to you. He is not a partner in your misfortune. He agreed to give you, out of the goodness of his heart, time to pay, and you didn't. All right, so now we come to October, and you made no payments. What about November?
And by November, I had established a job in Idaho, and I had listed into the Army National Guard.
Did you make any payments in November?
By November, he had asked for the car back, ma'am. I did not make a payment, no.
Were you still driving the car in November?
I had driven it back to the state of California. To
In November?
Yes,
When in November?
Right before Thanksgiving, ma'am.
So the end of November?
Yes, ma'am.
So you made no payments in November?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, did you have his permission to take the car from California to Idaho?
He did not tell me that I could not.
Yes, sir.
That's not true.
Go ahead.
The agreement was when I found out that towards the end of October she was going to move back to Idaho because things weren't working out here and she could find work there, I said, that's fine. I was initially approached by my best friend Dennis, which is her former fiance, and he had let me know she was moving, so I said, that's fine and everything, but the car is not leaving California until paid for.
Right, that sounds smart.
So we had talked about it. The next day, she had talked with Dennis, and they both decided that she would take his Honda to Idaho, and he would stay in California and make monthly payments to me since he owed her money on a previous car accident he was in that her family loaned her. And then when she decided to move to Idaho, come to find out, my car was gone and the Honda was out in front of our apartment complex.
And you took it back?
Yep.
How much did you ultimately sell it for or get rid of it for?
I didn't ultimately sell it. It was impounded by the CHP for non-registration. I had it in my carport at my apartment complex because I was holding it for her. When I retained the vehicle back in November, the new agreement of our verbal contract was for me to hold it. She said she was getting some sum for signing up, going to boot camp, and she would get more money when she got out. When she got out of boot camp, she would pay me the $3,000 owing, and then in essence the car would be hers. I would transfer title. Well, everything was hunky-dory. I held the car for her. She gets out of boot camp.
When did you get out of boot camp?
June of 2002.
Okay. What happened when you got out of boot camp?
I had the money for the rest of the car. I had the $3,000 he requested. I called and I called. He did not return any of my calls. The one time I did get a hold of him, he told me that he no longer had the car.
When was that?
That was early August of 2002.
Just a second. You got out in June of 2002.
Yes,
Where were you
ma'am.
for 2 months?
I was calling him all summer long. Calling him, he would not call me back. I have proof that he received my calls and did not call me back. The one time I got a hold of him.
Is that right?
And the phone calls, yes, but her explanation, no.
Go ahead. Let me hear.
Her explanations, as far as her calling me, yes, those were more on a social event of getting together and whatnot. When she got out of boot camp, I didn't get any phone call from her other than stating that she didn't want the car anymore because her dad felt that the car was not valued for what I wanted it for and that she just wanted her $1,500 back.
Ms. Hendrickson.
Yes.
You know, ordinarily, I am very sympathetic to people who put a down payment on the car, and then for some reason that I, quite frankly, wouldn't understand, the car is taken back, and people want their money back. You drove his car for 5 months.
Yes, I did.
You drove his car, you put mileage on his car, you drove from California to Idaho, from Idaho back to California. You drove it when you were there, and you expect your $1,500 back after you had his car for 5 months, which would be the equivalent of about $300 a month. If you rented a car, could you rent a car for $300 a month? No. Why do you think that you're entitled to any money back? Especially since you breached the agreement.
Jamie and I had an understanding agreement. We were, all three of us, with Dennis included, were a very tight-knit group.
Well, you're not tight-knit anymore. Now it's business. Now it's business. Why do you think it's fair? Let's talk about equity. Why do you think it's fair for him to be out of car and for you, because of your problems, to expect him to give you your money back when you had exclusive use of his car for 5 months? Even taking it out of state. Put your hand down. Who needs you? You're the boyfriend. Or the ex-boyfriend?
I'm her ex-fiancé.
Good. You're the one who didn't have the guts to tell her not to take the car out of California. Are you the same one?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Jamie and Dennis did a lot of talking, and I was left out of it a lot.
I'm talking about the basic agreement, Ms. Hendrickson. The basic agreement was $1,500 down. I'm going to be a nice guy, give you 2 months to get your finances in order before you have to start making payments on the rest. 2 months came and went, you made no payment. 3 months came and went, you made no payment, and you took the car out of state against his wishes. 3 months, no payments. 4 months, no payments. 5 months, no payments. You bring the car back, you say to him, listen, by the way, hold the car for me, I'm going to boot camp. He's not your father. What?
No, ma'am, I did not tell him to hold the car for me. The agreement was, when I took the car back to him around Thanksgiving, I said, if you are willing to find somebody to pay you full amount for what you asked for the car, I will understand that. You can get the cash, full amount.
Including your $1,500 down payment?
Including my $1,500 down payment.
You're not entitled to that, madam. What makes you think you are entitled to a free ride with his car for 5 months?
I don't know, ma'am.
There is no reason that you're entitled to a free ride with his car for 5 months. That's stupid. Your case is dismissed. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He took the car out from underneath me, point blank.
The car leaving state, coming back, holding the car, I was just really taken advantage of, and it wasn't shown that way.
He knew why I wasn't making payments, and he agreed to work with me, and now he's saying that all of a sudden he wasn't.
The car came between friends, and it's really sad that we had to come to a court and lose friendship over a car.
We are no longer friends at all, none of us.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Brennan Brown versus Perkins. Step forward.
Cook Michelle Brannon and her daughter, 19-year-old receptionist Heather Brown, are suing Heather's ex-boyfriend, 30-year-old automotive technician Dan Perkins, for the cost of a car.
This is your ex-boyfriend.
Yes.
Who you met in a chat room or something on the
Something
internet.
like that,
And is also your ex-mechanic.
Yes.
Your daughter, your ex-boyfriend / ex-mechanic. According to your complaint, Mrs. Brown, you had a car. It's a 1988 Dodge Daytona.
Yes, ma'am.
That needed some repair work. The defendant said, I can do that work. Took the car, gave you an estimate, you paid him some money. You want your car back? They broke up. He says the car got hit by a drunk driver somehow, and he doesn't have it anymore.
That's basically it.
You don't have the car anymore.
I do have the car,
Oh, you
Your
do?
Honor.
Oh,
Yes,
you
I
do?
do, and it is ready. It's been ready.
Really? Oh, great.
Yes.
Oh, terrific. That's even better. I thought it got hit by some driver.
It has been hit by a drunk driver, Your Honor.
That's what I thought. I didn't think that I was
I
making
have
that
the
up.
police report.
Okay. On what date did you give him the car?
I believe it was May 2nd, Your Honor.
And at that time, the two of you were still dating?
Yes.
Good. Did you get an estimate on what it would cost to fix it?
Eventually, he gave me an estimate of approximately $600 for the repairs at that time.
Okay. And when was that?
That was about 2 weeks after he had taken the car.
So far, Mr. Perkins, is that about right?
So far.
How long did he say it would take to fix the car?
He said he would have it ready no longer than 2 weeks from taking the car on the original
Your
day.
Honor, that's not the case at all. In fact, her mother had told me.
I didn't ask you anything yet, but I will.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Prior to this entire set of events, her husband had driven the car literally on top of a fire hydrant. So it had an amazing amount of extensive damage underneath prior.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Cook Michelle Brannon and her daughter, 19-year-old receptionist Heather Brown, are suing Heather's ex-boyfriend, 30-year-old automotive technician Dan Perkins, for the cost of a car.
Okay, so what happened?
Time went on. I continued to give him payments on repairs that I had no proof that were done at that time.
Did you see your car again?
No, I did not see the car
How
after he
much
took
more
it.
money did you give him?
I gave him a total of $861 over the course of a month.
Now, when you gave him the first $600, when did he call you and tell you he would need more money?
About the third week in May, he said, well, the car needs a new transmission. He said that would cost $450.
So you'd still owe him another $200 for the transmission, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Go ahead.
Well, after the relationship became more complicated, her becoming pregnant and him learning about this, he was harder to reach by phone. I would call on one occasion. He took the phone off the hook and wouldn't agree to a date or an amount that I still owed on the car and a date that he could have it finished.
Okay, but you had agreed to pay him the additional $450.
Yes, ma'am.
And is that what you want, sir? $450 for the transmission and then she gets her car?
She has paid $250 of that, Your Honor, but there still remains the issue of the labor to install the transmission, which is an additional $210.80.
Mr. Perkins, what do you do for a living?
I'm an auto technician.
Okay. And I assume that you took this job, is that right? Because you were in a relationship with the plaintiff's daughter, is that right?
No.
No. Did you tell her that the cost of the transmission was going to be $450?
I did, Your Honor.
Good. Then that's what you're going to get, sir. $450. Now, I don't understand why you're here. I mean, you're here over an additional $200 for labor? Is that what you're here for?
Well, yes, Your Honor.
Well, forget it, sir. She gave you the $600 in good faith. That's what you told her it was originally going to be in all probability. Then you told her, well, this needs this, and this needs this, and an extra $250 or $260. She paid you for it.
Yes.
And then, well, now I took out this piece, and it needs this, and now it needs a new transmission. Well, she's a lay person. And there's a certain distrust that lay people have, I think, in all probability, more women than men, of mechanics, because most women have absolutely no idea of what goes on under the hood of a car. They know that they put their key in the ignition, they turn it on. If it starts, it starts. If it doesn't, it's broken, period. So if you had to put in a new transmission and she was prepared to pay you for the new transmission, you should have taken it, sir, and said, relationship's over. It didn't cost me anything. Didn't cost anything for these parts. She paid for all the parts. I want to leave this on a good note. Why didn't you say that?
Your Honor,
I know my name.
She paid for part of the cost of the transmission, which and in the original repair bill, the $600, I allowed her to make payments on. It's not something I normally do. I was gracious enough to do that. And then the transmission, when I took the car, she knew reverse was out of it. The reverse gear itself, the shaft, was broken.
Let me explain something to you. You think she understood all that?
Well,
do you think she understood all that?
Probably not.
Right. Now, what's wrong with the car?
Now?
Yeah.
Nothing. The new transmission's been installed.
Now, but you said it was hit by some
I have the
drunk driver
accident
someplace.
report as well.
Yeah, there was a drunk driver that hit my roommate's car and pushed it into her car.
In front of his home.
And?
I had the car in storage because, legally speaking, if she were to come and had an extra set of keys, she could take it from the front of my shop.
Right. Then you sue her.
Right.
Listen to me. What you're doing is you're putting a mechanic's lien on the car.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yes.
Did you file a mechanic's lien?
No.
You didn't do anything. You did a de facto mechanic's lien on the car. You can't have your car until you give me the money.
Right.
Is that right? You put it in storage, but at some point you took it out of storage.
To take it back to the shop, yes.
Why?
Because to go back to the shop, then I would have it there for her to come down and pay the bill.
How long did you have it in storage?
Oh, about a week and a half.
Where?
The storage is about 2 miles from my home. It's just a little independent storage site, fenced in.
Now, then you took it back and you put it in front of your house.
Well, yes, I had got it the evening
Well, yes, you
before
put
I
it
had
in front
gone
of your
to work.
house, and somebody pushed one car in front of your house into her car. Is there any damage, body damage to her car?
Yes.
You get nothing. You get Zippo. Because if you chose to do that, then you had an obligation, Mr. Perkins, to safeguard her car until you got it back to her, to a situation where she had possession of her car. If you chose not to do that and park it in front of your house and somebody hit your roommate's car, which then went into her car, you're responsible for her damage. Can I see photographs of the car, please, and the damage to the car?
We attempted to get those photos, and the police department sent the wrong photos, Your Honor.
Well, you don't know what's but you don't know the extent of the damage.
There is an estimate on the police report.
Let me see it.
Here.
Here's the estimate, and here's the police report if you want that.
Your Honor, may I interject something?
Yeah.
What hasn't been said here is that prior to this entire set of events, her husband had driven the car literally on top of a fire hydrant. So it had an amazing amount of extensive damage underneath prior to this.
Let me ask you this question, sir. You know about the damage that was caused to the car when your roommate's car hit it?
Yes, yes, I do.
Where was it damaged?
It was damaged in the rear. The bumper was bent and the two taillights were broke out.
Is that something that you can fix?
Certainly, Your Honor, it is.
And you can fix it in how long?
On that particular car, it'd take about 2.5 weeks with what I'm booked up with right now.
No, I don't care what you booked up with. Whatever you booked up with, you're going to put on a shelf. How long will it take to pull out the bumper and to fix the lights? An hour, 2 hours, 4 hours? How long will it take?
Oh, it actually take days, Your Honor. It's hard to get a hold of the lights for the car.
Okay. Within 5 days, he's going to fix the car. Do you understand?
Okay.
When he returns the car to you, and he must return it to you in 5 days, he will get a check for $250. Is that what
Yes,
the balance that's owing? $250 for the transmission. That's
Yes.
what's left on the transmission. If he doesn't do that, we will give you a copy of this judgment, and you are permitted to enter his property, take your car back. He will get nothing. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. If he does not do it, you are free to refile the claim against him for the body damage on the car that was caused when it was in his possession. Clear?
Yes.
Do you understand that, Bert?
I understand it.
Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Thank you. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you. Well, I went into this business deal honestly and felt I was being treated dishonestly, and I think Judge Judy took care of it, that things will be handled.
All I've heard is what he's told me, is that they don't want to pay for the car, so they weren't getting it back.
I honestly think that it is over the car, but things didn't start going downhill with the car until he found out I was pregnant and decided that he didn't want to have anything more to do with me.
Oh, the whole pregnancy thing and all that. I don't know what to think or how to respond to that.
That's neither here nor there, so the damage is done, and we'll go on from here. We'll be fine.
Have a seat, please.
Mr. Prati, how long have you been running this study abroad
Around
program?
6 years. 6 years.
And approximately how many students have you shepherded through your program in those 6 years?
Around 400.
How long is the study abroad program?
30 days or 90 days.
Ms. Potter, you signed up with Mr. Prati for his study abroad program for how many days, 30 or 90?
90 days.
When? When were you supposed to study abroad and where?
The program lasted from February 6th, and it was supposed to go until May 8th.
And what was Mr. Prati supposed to do pursuant to the contract you had with him with regard to the study abroad program?
He was supposed to provide housing, schooling, and weekend excursions, as well as several half-day excursions.
Can I see the contract?
What we have is the brochure that is stated
Fine.
everything.
Can I see it? Spring semester in Costa Rica. Well, let me tell you what it says. It says each student will have a private room with a pre-selected Costa Rican family and share bath facilities. Breakfast, dinner, and laundry services are included. This is an opportunity to learn Costa Rican customs with a native family while practicing the Spanish language. That's all it says about housing, correct? Okay. Were you placed with a family?
Yes, I was placed with the family.
And did you have a roommate?
Not at the beginning. My witness today, Kristen Tribby, moved into my house about a week into the program.
So then you did have a roommate?
Yeah, but not at the beginning.
And then, according to your complaint, you had a very unpleasant experience at some point. You'll tell me when that was, when you were robbed.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom line is you want your money back because
Yes.
you left. You decided to leave. You didn't feel safe anymore. You decided to leave. Mr. Prati said that there is no refund policy with regard to this trip. You came. He provided you with your airfare. He provided you with lodging. And if you chose to leave, you chose to leave. Now, tell me first the day that you were robbed. What day was that?
That was on February 25th.
And what time of the day were you robbed?
It was actually in the evening.
Oh, at night? You were out at night?
Yes.
What time were you out?
We left our house at approximately 8 o'clock.
8 p.m.
8 p.m. And the robbery occurred at about 8:15.
And where were you going?
We were going to the bus stop.
Had you been to that bus stop before?
Yes, every day. We took the bus every day. And any night that we went out, we also took the bus.
And so for at least 20 days, you had used that same bus stop without incident?
Yes.
And then on the 25th of February, tell me about the robbery.
Okay. Well, Kristen and I were waiting at the bus stop. And we had been there for about 10 minutes. The bus was apparently running late. And as we were standing there, 3 men approached us, and they came up to the bus stop, and they were standing at the bus stop like they were also waiting for the bus stop. And then they surrounded us, the three of them. Kristen and I were standing with our backs against, there was a school right behind us, and the wall and the gate to the school is right there, and we were standing there, and the 3 men encircled us. The one standing directly in front of us pulled out a pistol, a .22 caliber, and demanded that we give him our bags. Well, at this point, Kristen didn't really understand what he was saying because her Spanish is not as good. And
she understands gun.
She understands gun. She didn't see it at first. She didn't see it at first. It was very, very dark at our bus stop. Very dark at our bus stop. And so she was like, "What's going on?" And I said, "Kristen, run." And I was just freaked out, and I started running. And when that happened, they grabbed Kristen, put a screwdriver against her back, and then she just threw her purse at them. At that point, when I took off running, I started screaming to try to get people's attention. 2 cars stopped, and a family on the corner across the street from the bus stop came out of their house.
So and they helped you?
Yes, they did.
So they were nice people?
They were nice people. And after I ran and a car stopped, he came out. The guy came out of his car, and he was like, "Oh, did they rob you?" And I was like, "Yes."
All right, so you got robbed. You got robbed.
But I also got shot at, which is what I was trying to get to.
Get there.
Okay.
You weren't hit.
So, no, he did not.
Okay.
I
So
ducked
that
on
was
the
enough-
other side of a car.
All right. That
It
was
was dramatic.
enough. You had enough of Costa Rica.
Yeah.
You had
No, you know what? That's not the reason why we went home. I was
So
going
then
to
tell
stay.
me.
That's not
So
why.
then tell me. I mean, that's what you told me about in your complaint. Then tell me why you went home.
Okay. We called the police after this robbery took place. The police came to the house. They took a report. They ended up catching these individuals. In addition to the 3, there was a getaway driver. So there was 4 men total. 2 of them were adults. 2 of them were juveniles. So after they caught these guys, they came back to our house where they had dropped us off and said, "Will you come and be witnesses?" And we said, "Yes, of course. You know, of course we want our stuff back. We want these guys to be punished." Well, when we got to the police station, all 4 of those men were standing in the room with us. No handcuffs on. And we were like, you know, why are these guys here? This isn't...
Yeah, this doesn't look like law and order.
Yeah, exactly.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I was also advised by Mr. Prati that it was not safe for me to stay in the country.
Is that right, Mr. Prati?
Well, I make the comment, if she was my daughter, I wouldn't have her down there.
Okay.
And later today...
Had you ever dated him?
He was my boyfriend.
It's your boyfriend. Excuse me. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. The only one who laughs around here is Bird. When I make him laugh.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Ashley Potter says, while on an overseas study program in Costa Rica, she was robbed at gunpoint. She is suing business owner Marina Proti for the school trip.
What do you want from this man?
I want a refund of my money.
For what?
Well, I don't think that he gave us proper safety guidelines.
What,
He did not
where does
provide
it,
us
just
with-
a second, just a second. What do you mean proper safety guidelines that could have prevented 4 people who are hell-bent on committing an armed robbery, who drive into a neighborhood, who see 2 young women standing at a bus stop with pocketbooks and say, here we have 2 young girls. These look like 2 marks. I'm going to pull up the car. You get out, do your business. You pop back in the car, and then we're going to go to whatever neighborhood we live in. How could he have prevented that?
By warning us about not taking the bus at night.
How many times had you taken the bus at night before?
A dozen times.
And nothing happened, is that right?
Mm-hmm. But had I been warned that something could have happened, I never would have taken the bus at night. I would have taught.
How old are you?
I'm 21. I was 20 at the time this
Miss
happened.
Potter, you mean somebody has to tell you that if you're out at night or if you're out during the day that somebody come up and rob you?
Oh, I'm
you
sure
do
it
watch
does.
the news.
Oh, I'm
you
sure
do
it
know
does.
that if you're standing at a bus or walking in the street and it's dark outside, you can get robbed. That's a possibility. I'm asking you, how do you equate that with it being his fault? If you're looking for someone to blame, blame the police in Costa Rica, because what you say is you weren't concerned. It was a bad enough tragedy that you were robbed, but you say that's not why you decided to leave. You decided to leave because of what happened in the police station. That's what you just told me.
I didn't decide to leave because of exactly what happened in the police station. I wanted to stay. I called the U.S. consulate in Costa Rica. They advised me to leave. I was also advised by Mr. Prati that it was not safe for me to stay in the country.
Is that right, Mr. Prati?
Well, she asked me what was my opinion after all what had happened to her, being exposed 3 times in front of the witness by police mistakes. I make the comment, if she was my daughter, I wouldn't have her down there. And
Good.
I was honest on that.
Okay.
She exposed
Got it.
herself.
He was giving you honest advice. That doesn't mean that he gives you your money back.
He offered us a refund.
So?
And he said from the first instance that it was his idea to give us a refund.
So?
He believed that we deserved a refund. He told me in his own words.
Just a second. So if he said he was going to give you a refund, why are you here in court?
Because I wasn't satisfied with the refund.
Oh, well, how much of a refund was he prepared to offer you?
He sent me a check for $842 out of the $4,595 that I spent to go there. I was there for 20 out of the 90 days that I was supposed to be there.
So the idea is he said to you, despite the fact that he's not required to give you a refund of any sort, he said, I'll give you something, even though it's not my fault what happened to you.
Yes, we had a meeting
just
with him.
a second. I'm just recapping. What do you want to say?
I'd like to say that he never previewed the house also. When we were coming back from the court, he said that he's never seen this house. It was a bed.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
How old are you?
25.
25. 25 years old as a grown-up. Is that right?
Yes, I am.
You moved in with her a week afterwards. Is that right?
Yes.
So you lived there for 15 days. And I assume that at least during part of that time you went out with her in the evening.
Yes, I did.
So in the 2 weeks that you were there, you got to know the neighborhood a little bit?
Somewhat.
Don't give me baloney. You got to know the neighborhood a little bit?
Yes.
If I was 25 years old and I thought something was not safe, I wouldn't live there. I would go someplace else.
I did move.
That's why she moved out of her first house.
Because it wasn't safe for us not to be walking together. He said, it's fine if you walk. At nighttime, just be together.
I'm not suggesting to you that anything that happened on that day, on the 25th of February, was your responsibility. You're entitled to travel freely. You should be entitled to walk the streets either here or in Costa Rica, wherever else you please, free from being accosted or robbed. I believe that that's your right. That doesn't mean that he's responsible. What you're looking to try to do is make him responsible. He is not responsible.
Have you seen a copy of the safety guidelines that he provided us with?
Hey, Miss Potter, you're going to have a long and happy life. Accept responsibilities for your own errors and judgment. If you felt, quiet, if you felt that this neighborhood was not safe and it was not safe after dark, then what you do, you stay home and play gin rummy. You don't go to a bus stop in the dark at 8 o'clock. That's all. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you. I didn't go to travel to Costa Rica to be on my own and do my own thing and travel. I paid a certain amount of money because I expected safety.
By the time they arrived to a program this big with 9 different classes, professors, universities involved, etc., a lot of money had been spent already months before.
We had to walk by a crack house, boarded up to get to our house, as well as burnt out cars on the middle of the street.
I hope we'll get lessons, and I think blaming each other won't solve anything. Basic, learn the lesson that be cautious, be careful, and be fair.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Sharp versus Urban. Step forward, please.
Warehouse worker Keith Sharp is suing his ex-girlfriend, caregiver Jeannie Urban, for having him falsely arrested for stealing her license plates.
Mr. Sharp, it is your claim that the defendant, who is a former friend of yours, had you arrested for stealing her license plates.
Correct.
And you really didn't steal her license plates, you just forgot to return them.
I called and had a junk.
You just...
Okay, we'll go with that.
So let me explain this to you, Bird. You ready?
I'm ready.
He was having some trouble with registering his car. Maybe he couldn't get it smogged. I guess that's what they call it here. He couldn't get it road ready. But he didn't want to get into any trouble.
Right.
Had you ever dated him?
He was my boyfriend.
It's your boyfriend.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Don't laugh. Don't laugh. The only one who laughs around here is Bird, when I make him laugh. Miss Urban over here, she had a car that she was getting rid of for some reason. So he said to her, listen, I can't use my plates on my car because I don't have current plates because I can't get the car registered. Right. So as long as you're getting rid of your car, could I borrow your plates? She says, okay, but you have to give them back to me tomorrow, next week. You have a week, a time frame, a narrow time frame. He takes her plates and puts them on his car.
That ain't right.
It isn't right either. And now, Mr. Sharp, you're going to tell me what happened. Tell me first, because Bird wants to know, when you gave her back the plates.
I never did, ma'am. And
Ergo lies the problem.
Correct.
So tell me what happened to the plates.
They were on a car. I could never get the car road ready. So I called a couple of junkyards till I finally found one that would agree to come pick it up.
So at the time you called the junkyard, where were you?
I think I was at my mom's. I don't remember. Exactly.
Okay,
I could have been at my grandma's, or I could have been at my mom's, ma'am.
And how far does your mother live from your grandmother?
About 2 miles walking distance.
So you called the junkyard and you told them to come pick up the car?
Correct.
And they said they would?
Yes.
And this car had her plates on it?
Correct.
So let's keep going. I'm getting into this story.
Okay. Well, so anyway, it's like I've had cars picked up from junkyards.
I'm not interested in your editorializing, sir.
Okay.
I have another life other than this
Okay.
job.
Okay.
I want you to understand that. Just tell me the story. You called the junkyard. You were at either your mother's house or your grandmother's house. They live 2 miles apart, and you told them to come and pick up the car, and they agreed to come and pick up the car.
Correct. Well, I was going to give them some time before I took the plates off.
Why were you going to give them some time, sir?
To keep the car from getting any extra tickets while it sat there.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I just...
just a minute.
Okay.
I didn't say anything.
Okay.
I'm just looking at you. So you were going to give them some time.
Mm-hmm.
And?
Well, they came and got the car before I got around to taking the plates off.
And when did you find that out?
That I really can't tell you because...
Well, let's see. You were either at your mother's house or at your grandmother's house. They
All right,
live
like I
2
said-
miles apart. The car was at your mother's house. Your mother must have said to you, if you were at your grandmother's house, gee, they came and took your car.
No.
They're pretty stupid.
No, I mean, they knew it was going to be picked up, so they didn't think nothing about it when it was picked
Well,
up.
either they're stupid or you're stupid.
Well,
Which one is stupid, you or your mother?
neither one of us.
Yeah, one of them's stupid. Because if the license plates are still on the car, right?
Correct.
And when she called you and told you that she wanted her plates back, did you tell her what had happened?
Like I say, at part of the time I was still driving.
Did you? tell her
Yes.
what had happened?
She knew the car was going to a junkyard, yes.
Did you tell her that you had let the car go to the junkyard with her plates on it?
Yes.
Did he?
No, he did not.
No. Of course he didn't. He kept jerking you around. So you called the police and you said he stole my plates.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
That's what you're complaining about, that she had you arrested. And you were arrested and taken to jail?
Correct.
Did somebody explain to you what theft is, what larceny is?
Not what larceny is, but I do know what theft is.
Well, they're sort of synonymous. There's petty larceny, which is a little theft. There's grand larceny, which is a big theft. Then it escalates into robbery, which is a forcible. Larceny is a robbery. Okay. Larceny is when you either take or retain property without the owner's permission. Now, you took this property with the owner's permission.
Correct.
You retained it without her permission. Do you understand, sir?
Yeah.
Uncross your arms. Okay. Your case is dismissed. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I just kept out calling him and asking him for the plates back, and he kept ignoring my phone calls and acting, you know, like he didn't care about the plates.
She could have very easily called the license bureau, said I no longer have the plates, had her name removed from them, and if anything would have happened, she would have been completely non-liable for it.
Well, I just hope that he learned his lesson and do what he said he's going to do and return the plates.
Life ain't always fair.
Tutuklunu çizdik. Şimdi tekrar çekelim. Eller günahkar. Onun nasıl olması lazım ki? Bir sürü var. Diller günahkar. Kaçta çıkıyor işten?
Normalde 5.30'da çıkıyor. 6'da evde olmuş oluyor da mesai var demek ki. Bu saatten sonra nasıl eve gelip yemek evin işini yapsın.
Şuna bak. Oğlum kendini görüyor yani ha. Kim o? Yetmez diye onu aldım ya. Küçük var, bir de ondan daha küçükleri var da. Çok şaşırdım ha şokta kabak olmasına. Hiçbir şey olmuyor. Salatalık olmuyor, limon olmuyor, domates olmuyor böyle.
Bitiyor herhalde.
Yok bitmiyor işte. Getirmiyorlar. Çok saçma bir sistemleri var. Manav reyonunu görsen zaten şey.
Çok açmışlar. Buraya göre tatlılar çok güzel olurmuş biliyor musun? Değil mi?
Yani. Evet buraya mantıklı. Buraya Migros Jet'i koyacaksın kanka. Ya Çingene kendini izleme oğlum. Lan. Kaydı sandım. Kendine niye saldırıyorsun öyle?
Geçen telefon açtım, kamerayı önüne koydum. Kendini dövdü yarım saat.
Baba kendine vuruyor ha.
Ben sana atmadım o videoyu.
Yok.
2 sote şekli yapabiliriz.
Anlat.
Soğan, sarımsak,